Good afternoon and welcome back to the stream. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing rather well myself, had a pretty relaxing weekend. The weather's not quite as sunny anymore as it was, but it's still pretty warm, so that's quite nice. I think I prefer slightly cloudy but still sorta warm weather. Real proper heat can be good. For a week or two, you know, maybe take a chance to go to the beach or whatever, but constantly, without rest, it gets hot and you gotta leave the windows open, then you gotta deal with all the noise from the neighbors. It's just not great. I think if I had to pick, I would prefer extreme cold to extreme hot. At least I can close everything up, turn the heating on, put some extra layers on. There's only so much you can do against the heat. We are back to Anbennar today, so let me stop the background music, switch to the live scene, and we have game. We've got game. Alright, so I'm back to the save file, of course, before the little test attack against Garwed. I think went pretty well. Also back to before taking the, I think it was a state privilege that disables tier 3 inventions. Still undecided on whether that's something I'm going to take in the long term or not. There are some nice things in here, but if we don't have the capacity to take them, then that's kind of rendered moot. Okay? I think the discipline and the artillery combat ability might be worth switching some of the others out for. We do of course still have the improved relations modifiers that I'm hanging on to for the moment, just until the coalition is gone. So we've got, yeah, this one here plus 25%, and this one, yeah, plus another 10%. We can totally ditch those later, and then I think get artillery combat and discipline. Fire damage received, morale damage received, that's also pretty good. Shock damage received. I will need to compare with the lower tier ones and see if there's any that are worth getting rid of. Fucking blaster, oh, it doesn't tell me in here what that one does. Neither does that one. That one is morale damage, and this one doesn't say. We can of course check either in the estate privileges or we can mouse over here, I think. Yeah, combat ability, land fire damage. I think definitely what has to happen is these stacks need a good like 10, maybe more, 1,000 more artillery like each. Let's just get to that right away. I actually have enough money and manpower to support all of that. I know a lot of people say that they don't play past like 1700 or whatever. And also, hang on, the music is a little bit too loud. Audio... It's already this far down. Good god. Ah, this is better. Yeah, I know a lot of people say that they don't like to play past like 1600, 1700, but I feel like this is when the game really gets going, you know? I sometimes don't start a run specifically because I'm thinking, oh, it will take so long to get to the bit of the game that I actually want to be in. Which is exactly this era where a lot of people stop. Very weird to me. For now, let's let the game run while I figure out what we're up to. One box. What are those? Tier 3, I assume? Shields, no. Evil Mage shields, no. One locks, there we go. Morale of armies, 15%. 15% more morale of armies, I think, is not as good as... where is it? 25% less damage received. I mean, both is ideal, but this also gives fire damage received, so this is, I think, clearly the better option. Let's go and research the next thing. Yep, fund them. Choice of investment. Manpower recovery speed, sailor speed, it's not really relevant. Shock damage, dealt and received is very good. Province war score cost minus 15%. If I were blowing, I would take that one 100%. That's an absolutely fantastic bonus. I can seize land. No, I cannot. They would all rebel. Sure, tax it, as long as they don't get disloyal. Alliance, leading vassal, alliance. You want to be breaking one of those alliances sooner rather than later. These guys are integrated, so no need to make people super unhappy. But also 3,000 ducats. Fine, we make people super unhappy. Give me the money. This over here and these I'm not interested in upgrading. So, investment time. Get that. Get draw one of these. The last few even slightly worthwhile ones of those, and then a bunch of manufactories. Oh, we've almost got all the manufactories we can build. We have so little land, oh my god. This nation is still so tiny. Even though we own half the world in theory, we're just so tiny. Gardas joined Sown Discontent. The colony is killing off mix, go for it, well done. None of you can stay where you are because you're all taking attrition. Which I don't think I can particularly do anything about. Okay, Portnam can support an army. But the rest of you, I mean... They're huge stacks. These are maybe excessive stacks if we're being entirely honest. All power costs. Minus 2.5. Oh. Okay, and you guys are good now? I guess there was a winter modifier that was hurting us. I will need to look through and see if there's any ports that need upgrading as well. Doesn't seem like there is. I think I actually went through before and did this exact thing. Okay, we could maybe do with another fort like here. Give this area some good coverage. Alright, you've improved death there, and we're up on points again. How far are we from here? 16 years ahead of time, pretty hefty. Okay. Tax modifier, let's not dev there, that's These are over-deved, if anything. You want to get things up to the thresholds of like 15 and 25. Because I'm not paying super close attention to whether there's any what I call trade centers in those provinces. And those are the levels where they become upgradable, so it pays to just put a couple points scattered around the place here and there. I have had centers of trade become upgradable like that. Obviously not the best idea. You could be a lot more careful about where you're deving and get, you know, the most out of your modifiers and all of that. But we're not short on points, you know? I said it a few times now, but we're not world conquesting, so really just do whatever's most convenient and easiest for you, what I say. I'm going to leave this open just because I'll forget to close it otherwise. The passage complete. Passage connecting Soholair and Arvelok, allowing easy and safe travel across the cliffs of Ruin for armies and... Oh, this is a disaster. I put so much effort into cutting you guys off down here so you stop. And now here you are going like, hey, guess what? We've got access again. Okay, I need to kill you, I guess. Your allies won't join. Where's Gore Hill? Misty Fowl is up here. Okay, sure, declare for Misty Fowl. Since you've got access through there now, you're surely all gonna come help with this. You've got better mill tech than they do. And more troops, so our own guys should be able to just stick over here and keep drilling. Trade company investments. It's really the only one worth doing. The others can be useful in certain circumstances, but just not enough to click through everywhere and invest all that money. Okay, get the rest of those. Regiment camps I don't really need. Maybe a couple trade depots, why not? Okay, how are we? We're at 280 out of 288. That's excellent. And the coalition. Western kind of upset with me. Yep, there they are. And of course Laurent and Garwood. How close are you guys to buggering off? Laurent, not too far off. We are at plus 94 improved, so we can't make them any more well disposed towards us. If we can get Southroy, Redglades and Appleton out, that might be enough to collapse the coalition. And once Appleton isn't as well protected anymore, we can threaten war for that one province we need for our mission. Election, we'll keep our guy, let's just let that sit up there until it takes over of its own. Get some more trade steering. I really ought to learn at some point how all of these modifiers interact and combine. Because trade power, efficiency, and steering. I assume steering is for moving trade out of nodes into other nodes. But what sets it apart? So what sets efficiency and power apart from each other? How do they differ? I simply do not know. Buffalo is at plus 82, so another 20 here is not enough. Our diplomat is dead. Get me another. Redglade. Add 70. Oh, we can maybe get you to leave. I've changed how my model is slightly. And I think I've made it so that it actually turns to its left when I turn to my left. But that also means that now when I glance to the side, I'm glancing off the edge of the screen. And it's hard to see if I do the same thing in the other direction, because obviously when I'm turned away, I can't see myself. But I think I need to adjust how harsh the turn is. Or to switch around with where my main monitor is, which one's left and which one's right. We're almost full on willpower. Get some generals. You are mostly not worth keeping. I think some of these I might want to switch around later when there's actual war going on. I've got more money now. Upgrade you. The one that we actually need more points in, since we're taking this idea group. We can have... We need 1,109. Lot. Red Glades. Only got up to plus 42, that's not enough. Do I send you a gift or something? How much would you need for an extra 10? 300. Okay. We can always throw money at our problems, that's excellent. We're losing stuff up here. Can you guys sort yourselves out? Ah, there we go, Red Glades is gone. Yeah, I think they've got this mostly under control. They're slowly sieging down. Field has 66,000 troops remaining. Oh. 67,000 remaining, no manpower left in the tank. No allies in this war, and also getting attacked by Western. That kind of sucks, I don't want Western getting involved in this. But we've already sieged down the bordering provinces, so they can't actually get anything out of it, which is excellent. Okay, back to over here. So you left. You might be persuaded to also go. You, plus 79, another 20 puts you at 32. And then I can get another 20 from gifts, so we can get Southray out as well. We need to dev some more. We lose some sailors, so no, whatever will I do? Let's just sort them by low dev and bring all of our provinces up. There we go. Alright, that'll be enough. Good for them. Recall this diplomat. Infantry costs and cavalry costs. Okay, this last one gives us caravan power and one more merchant and loyalty. Okay, first the merchant. And he will go... Where? Here? Stack those per trade node multipliers. 57 in this node and only 6 going out. We've only got 2% control here, so we're hardly going to make a difference with this merchant, but we will conquer into this area later, likely, so may as well start now. 64 and 66 with this guy. You've got 4 maneuver, so I'm unlikely to be able to improve that. Now this is 64 with a supply, oh no, supply depot in area. Let's see if we can get you to not take attrition over here. Yes, yes we can. Okay, 3 policies available. Trade efficiency, movement speed, excellent. Oh, the modifier, whatever it was that we got for temporary policies here, has worn off. Settler chance, yeah, we don't need that anymore. And settler chance, native uprising chance, settler chance. Yeah, we're not colonizing anywhere anymore, so that can all go. Privateer efficiency, chance to capture, trade efficiency, trade steering, trade efficiency, cost of mercantilism. Let's take efficiency and steering. And actually, that does make me think. Exploration and expansion ideas. We've sailed everywhere. There's a few inland places still left, but we can't get our conquistadors to get in there anyway. We ought to get rid of these ideas and switch them out for something useful. Naval force limit, treasure fleet income, that's nice, but eh. Investment in governing costs, whatever. Attrition's nice, but meh. We lose one merchant, that's unfortunate. Tariffs is nice, and envoy travel time is nice, but we can get those elsewhere. We can get different ideas. A diplomat and liberty desire, that's unfortunate. Yeah, there's nice stuff in these, but probably not so nice that we shouldn't just get different ones instead. Let me save in case I terribly regret this decision immediately, but I don't think I will. Ditch both of them, exploration and expansion. See what kind of situation it puts us in. And then instead we want to take probably Diplo. Get that province war score cost. Economic, X modifier, a merchant, maintenance modifier, production efficiency. It's reduced, it's nice, but tolerance ideas, we're not conquering enough land to really make that worth it in one go. We're barely dealing with rebels anyway. Infrastructure might be good. Death cost is nice. Okay, I think Diplo definitely replaces one of the ideas, and maybe plutocratic? Gives us that merchant. This caravan power. Provincial trade power modifier. Or quality. Or quantity? We do have a lot of money. We could field a lot of artificer regiments with quantity ideas. 10% infantry combat ability. Is there any infantry combat ability in here? No. Attrition is good. Supply limit modifier is good. I kind of want that 10%. I kind of want the sheer numbers. No, let's go for better rather than more. I do now slightly regret getting rid of a bunch of mill points just now from deving, but whatever. Trade efficiency, sure. Okay, who's upset and how much? You and like a tiny bit. How much tariffs do I have on you? Where can I check that? I think it's this little bar here. Okay. Oh, this is a treasure fleet counter. Okay. Tariff efficiency. Current tariff rate is 5%. Like to half of New Entrants' production and trade, which is 74 ducats, so they are paying us 0 each bunch because they're disloyal. Vacate. So they are paying us 7? Oh, merchant guilds no longer have the Grand Colonial Charter. Yeah, that makes sense. We can't stand in the way of progress. I want to know how much money I'm making off you guys. 5%. They're paying us 7 ducats. That's really not worth it. I'm probably better off just lowering the tariffs and keeping them loyal more easily than I am trying to squeeze money out of them. Army tradition, navy tradition, and a diplomat. Ooh. Who do we currently have? We've got currently outrage. Let's get someone on our own subject country. Rebels in the vassals. It doesn't matter. Grab those. But I know a couple more universities around. They give an extra building slot, so it's not like I'm gonna run out of room for them or anything like that. Then this here. A few more of these. And we're down to like really worthless manufactories, so I think I'm just not gonna take them. Okay, I guess we just amass money at this point. Not really a situation I've found myself in before. I've always had something to spend on. But then I've always played really blobby games. And get as much land as possible, as quick as possible. It looks like we're going to be 1 more year before we can take the admin tech. Which means I do need to dev a teensy bit more. There we go, that's probably overkill. You are still in the coalition and you're a tiny bit off leaving. Please bugger off. You are out, you're still in. Let's improve relations with these guys and then send them a gift, and then that'll be them out as well. Which leaves how many countries still in the coalition? Laurent will stay, Western will stay, Garwood. Southroy. Imekitath. We might be able to collapse this coalition here finally. Oh, you. Ugh. And we fully improved relations with them. I can't believe the coalition might get held afloat by this OPM over here. I need my subjects, once we're at peace again, to declare on those and get rid of them. Right, hang on. Go to me and... oh, I've already marked this as interest. Let's remove my interest in case that discourages my subject. Please, you get yourself a claim. In fact, I can give you my claims, can't I? Servant. Grand call / claim. Yeah, grand claim on this. Cool. I strongly suggest you act on it. More gold, because that's what we need. Purchase an ability, yearly absolutism. Sure. Southroy is at 40 opinion of us. So this should be enough to get them out of the coalition. You are once again taking attrition. Apparently over here is good enough. There we go. The downside to massive doom stacks. And I know I could split them up and like keep the artillery stack separate and engage with the smaller stuff and bait the AI in, but I really like just running around with absolutely colossal armies. Did your supply depot run out? It did. I wish I could just build permanent ones. Lots and lots of mods include new building options and have like roads you can build that decrease dev cost and increase supply limit. And I think something like that would be really useful. Okay, how much of this is occupied by me directly? A lot, but not all. Give all that to me. I could see under there. This inaccessible terrain down here or not? Maybe I should spy on them. 3% risk. 1 each month, which means 50 munches is a couple years. Well, may as well get started now, if it's going to take that long. And bring you back home. If I could just tell them to transfer these occupations to me, then I will be able to see the land that's underneath here. But unfortunately there's no easy option for doing that. Venal, you really don't need to be trying to take land over here. What is your thought process, my friend? Okay. Alright, it's not lighting up red underneath there, so I think this is not actually takeable land. I want to, as much as possible, box these guys in. For some reason I have to go around here. I guess these rivers are impassable. This, like this, like this. You will be upset with me. Westham, Corinthfield, Imkitab, Garwood, Evermus, okay, that one's new, Tira Millar, Talentir. But none of those guys will be very upset, so it will be relatively easy to convince them to leave again. Yeah, the receiver, this is all going to me. No colonies randomly stepping in, stealing some land they shouldn't be getting. Yeah, that cuts Westham off, that cuts most of this off, and demand. Right, very, very good. I've retained cores on a bunch of this stuff. Damn it, there's another colonial nation in the middle that I'm going to need to form. Calf compatibility, yes, thank you. A new government reform, how far along are we? Number 11. Manpower recovery speed, morale of armies, Diplorep, marriages, no. Morale of armies, definitely. These land, not yet. Disloyal, you again. Please settle down. Okay, and maybe we just declare straight away on these guys once the diplomat comes back, assuming they don't join the coalition before we get the opportunity. How's my prestige so low? I don't know what I might have done that would decrease prestige. Our colonies declared on them, excellent. You deal with those guys, and meanwhile, my colony, 41,000, yeah, you don't stand a chance. Declare on them. Back over here, get you all back to drilling. Oh, you can't mass select and hit J? Has to be individual. Okay. And yeah, coring that will be a bit of a process. We've tier 3'd all of our available monuments besides the 2 dragon ones and my subjects one that I don't want to. Courthouses. No more manufactories, not worth it. We can take tech, excellent. What else? I guess I can look in my subjects provinces and see. They probably need a whole bunch of courthouses. I don't know how much gov capacity they're using up, but I am feeding a bunch of them more land, which they might not be able to handle. Let's just take care of some of that for them. Oh, I see why Flurry Worry uses the auto clicker for this. Come on. And there's still so many left. Okay, we can take a new technology. This unlocks Academy. Local tax modifier, local missionary strength. Nice. Yeah, let them in. Academies, that's the next level of the... We'll build a few of those, though they're not generally very worth it, considering how little they give. Your supply depot has run out. Okay, you're doing a pretty good job taking these guys down as well. Getting through their forts pretty quickly. How is that coalition looking? Will these... Oh, and there goes that one. So they've been eaten, and the whole thing collapses. We are free of it at last. Okay. Of course, they're still upset with us. But it doesn't matter. Which means I can now declare on West Ham independently. Besides, you know, their allies and subjects, of which there are a lot, enough to almost match us in terms of troops. Oh, Supreme Hierarchy died. Rest in peace. Give me the diplomat candidate. 141. And now I suddenly want the elections to come quickly again, because then we get the higher stats more quickly. Can I... Oh, we're at war, so I can't threaten war on you. And you're guaranteed by Laurent. Ugh. I just need this one province of you. Really, it's rightfully my province, isn't it? It's part of the Eochand area. Neither old rights, or... Yeah, we don't need any gov reform progress right now. We've just taken a reform. Already 75%. You're getting through them quick. Yes, increased tolerance, always. Bonuses are just very good. I want to transfer all these occupations over to myself. They've almost certainly got better war score, province war score modifiers. Commander has died and there's a revolt. My problem. Morale would be nice, but I can't upgrade you. Maintenance, no. Discipline. Sure, we'll take a discipline guy. Okay, now what do I want to do here? Connect these up. And then go round down here like this. Can I get all the way along? No, not quite. Ugh, like 2 provinces short. Alright, fine. Way more people in the coalition this time, which means I really need to be attacking Laurent or Garwed before I let this form. Ah, this I think is just finished upgrading. Local trade power, trade efficiency, merchant, yeah, whatever. Give it to me. Should attack Garwed. That brings in Sornkost, Derek, Appleton. Excellent, we can steal that province from them. Southroy, Coogdeer. It shouldn't be anyone that we can't overrun. We'll still want to be a little bit careful, but really, this war ought to favor us. I'm gonna switch over, turn off the Diplo modifiers for improved relation. and switch over to mill one. Have a look. Shock damage received is good. Don't need that. More shock damage received. Morale. Cavalry fire. Don't need that. We don't not running much cavalry. Shock damage and shock damage received. Discipline. Artillery combat ability. This one should be very good. Fire damage received, morale damage received, shock damage received. This one. Oh, we can't take it? Oh, uses 30 capacity. Damn. What does Arcane Blaster give us? Arcane Blaster is... I gotta find a modifier? Arcane Blaster. Infantry fire, infantry shock. Turn that off. Turn this on. And then 10, I guess we gotta take a tier 1. Shock damage received, perhaps? Or shock damage received and siege ability. There's 20% instead of 10. Yeah, absolutely, this one. Siege ability is fantastic. There we go, I think that's a good setup. That gives us the most value out of our artificer regiments. So they now have plus 45% infantry combat ability, 20% land fire damage, 10% fire damage received, 20% shock damage received, plus 0.35 infantry fire, and 25% morale damage received. They should be absolutely ungodly. Time to see them in action in a proper war. Rivals popping up over here. I need to make sure that this all stays under my occupation so I don't accidentally give something to a colonial nation it wasn't meant to go to. Okay, the war here is essentially concluded. Which means as soon as I declare on Garwood, we're good to piece these guys out. Am I able to core any more of this once this is done? No, we don't have a direct path. This will take a little while then, it's going to be a bit awkward to reach. Okay. You're all at full morale. Save a game just in case. Declare on Gar. Oh, I didn't check what CBs I have. Declare on Appleton. That also brings Lawrence into the mess. Regulate Song Cost Guards. Sorry. Now this might almost be easier, honestly. Lawrence doesn't have a huge amount of troops. I play it defensively, and I can get them both into a truce. My two biggest prospective rivals, besides Western. No, I'll just get a quick CB. Yeah. Okay, this will need to wait a minute then. Oh, it's not like we're hemorrhaging manpower in the meantime. Even with the attrition losses, we're pretty much up against force limit. Our titles, no, not interested. Okay, they've now surrendered. We get a bit more army professionalism. Get a claim on Whitesgate. Oh, excellent. Well, we don't need to bother with this anymore then. Udir has declared upon the enemy Bionic. Alright, Ballad. Declare war. Take White's Gate. Brings in Storm Cost. Derwing, irrelevant. Appleton, we want to be at war with. Urlair is irrelevant. Southroy, whatever. These guys could be relevant, but they're so far away it won't actually matter. Okay, get them out of war. Get them out of... Siege this. And I think maybe I bring you back over here to support. Our subjects down here are going to be struggling against that fleet, so let's bring our own back home. Hunt enemy fleets in... Divenhall? This is all Divenhall? No, this is West Coast. This is West Coast. Divenhall, West... Okay, hunt in West Coast. Alright. They're sieging up there. How quick are our siege ticks going? 20 days per? Exactly 20 days. Nice. The more the merrier. We now control the war goal. Go siege that, get us closer to their capital. Doesn't look like anyone's trying to engage against any of my armies. Ship durability. High attrition. Okay, none of you have actually taken much attrition yet, and you're arriving at the coast now. So that's all under control. Get minus 71%. I think it's going to take them a good deal longer to siege any of my forts than it's going to take us to siege theirs. Okay. It's all looking good. Which also means I really ought to piece you out. Oh, this is still pretty much the best piece I can get. I want to connect these up definitely. And I want to get this down here connected to this up here. Which, oh, okay, actually, if I instead of going over this, just go under it because I own this already. I think this river might be impassable, so this is not an actual connection. But whatever. Lots of people upset, yes. But we're at war with some of the ones we actually care about. Alright, that gets handed over for the most part. I still can't core any of the rest of it. We did pay an absolute ton of Diplo to get this to happen, but I'm fine with that. This and this. I mean, really, you don't matter. Okay, if I can just get you out of the war sooner than later, then that would be great. That one's going to be sieged in a minute. I don't think we're going to be able to get up there and stop them from sieging this in time. Let's engage on some armies and see what happens. I think they have too many numbers over here for us to actually win this. And they've got really high morale. Damn. We have won this siege. Can I get over there in time? Maybe with a force march? Talenteer has joined a coalition against us. Oh, just slightly too slow, I think. Yeah, no, come back. Can you stand on there? Alright. 50%. Money. War reps, not quite. How about you? I mean, 9. That's not enough. We now control this. We've won this siege, excellent. We can call in allies, Wineport and Ungoldevor. Ungoldevor actually would be a good call. You're allied with Western, I might as well take advantage of you while I can, because it's not going to last forever. Yeah, Ungoldevor's actually useful for us because that means they can go attack Kugildir and get them to separate peace, ideally. If they don't just lose. Okay, you go relieve that siege. Taking that, good. More coalition members. I convince you to give me money and war reps. No, you won't even give me money. Damn. Where are you getting that confidence from? Surely not from a state of war right now. Retake that, it is the war goal. Get closer and closer to completing all the artificer inventions. Manpower, missionary strength, culture conversion. Don't need any of those. I mean, we have eaten through almost 100,000 manpower, but meh, how are the casualties looking? Almost 100,000 troops from battle, 74 from attrition, and almost 100,000 from battle, and significantly less from attrition. So well done to you guys on that front. It will not save you. No cost too great. We artificers have always sought to harness the forces of nature for their own means. Our ancestors did it with steam and later Daemstir. It has brought us nothing but prosperity as we push the boundaries of what others thought possible. This will be no different. The Zapsicled shaman only gave a thoughtful overseer toothy grin. The souls, do you have them? Yes, we have acquired that which you need for your ritual. I hope this is not a waste of our time. The Gnoll eyes the overseer with an intense stare. Ever the arrogant ones, you thoughtful. Without waiting for a reply, they struck the ground with a torch and sauntered over to a massive brass-rimmed furnace, slamming open the hatch and tossing in the lit torch. Excitement coursed through the crowd as the furnace began to roar and piping began to whistle, the crucible nurturing a fire hotter than any pile of sticks. Yowls and chants arose from the onlookers as condemned after condemned were herded towards the flame. The hierarchy remained stone-faced throughout the ordeal, even as the line began to shrink. When the last few stood before the fire, he turned with an exasperated sigh. You need more? I knew this... insert shout. His complaint was cut short by a searing pain in his chest, shortly thereafter racking his entire body. The world around him blurred as he lurched towards the fire along with a group of gnolls who seemed to have caught the same ecstatic affliction, and almost of its own volition saw his hand drift into the flames. Sweating now, with tears in his eyes, he felt himself falling unconscious. Then a low guttural laugh, and with a flash the flames turned green. The pressure valve was filled with red, the pipe bolts barely holding as the generator began to spark and spin uncontrollably. With a rasping laugh, the overseer only shouted more. No line we shall not cross, no price we shall not pay. Harmonized knowledge. Harsh treatment cost, minus 10%. Well. First of all, was I harmonizing anyone? This shows Tabinic. Ooh, the harmonization stuff is really, really broken, I think. Do the next one. Yeah, the harmonization stuff has some bugs to work out. But I love the little story snippets we get each time. They're really, really good. Okay, will you go? You will. I'm not gonna make my situation over here even worse by taking land that I don't immediately need. Any treaties I really don't want you to have? Lines of Gava, that's fine. Yeah, these are all fine. Just give me the money. Okay, we captured some ships in between. We can take Arlet's capital, no one's going to stop us. Thumbstead has joined. These guys are losing this battle. Oh yes, they are. Alright. We have lost the siege up here. Yeah, that's really not an issue. Did you take a ship around? Oh no, you can get from here down there, and this is where I thought the fort was here for some reason and not here. We now control the province. Just unsieging some of our land. Since the army's down here already. Okay, now you go relieve that siege and start unsieging some of the stuff up there. They have breached the walls here, but I think we still win the race. Can't attack any of these guys because there's so many forts around. We have one siege here. Good. Go stop them. We have won this siege. Go reinforce that and separate piece. These guys, yes, money, war apps. And do you have any annoying allies? No, it doesn't look like it. West Ham. We could start isolating West Ham from some of the more... But these guys are so easy to get, I might as well keep them there. Yeah, better to keep West Ham with allies that I know don't have the ability to challenge me. Alright, take that. This battle is won. Maybe you go there. You step here and you come up here and we close in on all of these armies here. And with 2 of my stacks present, I'm quite sure we can attack and emerge victorious. Go in on that. Oh, I think you almost don't need the reinforcements. Or maybe you do. Your morale is dropping a little faster than I was expecting. Do we make it in time? No. But the follow-up army... Yeah. And now a few of theirs are attacking into our stack. So we've got the defense. We've won a siege. Won a battle. All going exactly as we'd hoped. I think the Artificer Doom army is not the strongest I've seen. I have played like RP10 in this mod, and that was the real Doom army. They would wipe out anything they so much as looked at. God, how much prestige have we spent keeping this colony in life? 20 ducats. Absolutely do it. We've lost a siege down here. That's annoying. We'll get it back in a minute. And you are just standing there. Go see that. Get you up here. Okay, once these 2 armies and our allies can get the south under control, we can shift our entire focus up north. And that will make it a lot easier. Oh, we lost a battle. Unfortunate. I don't feel like there's enough troops here to justify us having lost. On that siege. That is a 47, 48, 49,000. Could go in our favor. Our Master of Mint has died. That's unfortunate. We still have some inflation, so I would like a new Master of Mint, ideally. There we go. Get that guy. Who are we actually? It's Sorn cost down here that we need to deal with. They're already pretty under pressure. Right, yeah, there we go. Get them out of the war. Now I just need to take Garwood's land down here, and then separate piece Appleton, and we'll be good. There is another bot in chat. Maybe I need to set something up to auto-ban those. Okay, there we go. As I was saying, I swear there's one more army somewhere. Down to 123,000 manpower, but Garwood is down to 0. So I think we're coming out on top. Oh, this is an iffy fight. Hey, why can you not stop? There we go. In that province. I hope little glitches, of all the things that I want out of EU5, I really, really hope little glitches like that get fixed. Because they're so annoying. They don't particularly impact the game most of the time. Sometimes it has happened that an army has gotten stuck in a motion I didn't want it to, and it has caused me to lose battles or whatever. But most of the time it's just this like little nuisance. It takes a second to fix and then it's gone and you don't need to care about it anymore, but for that second it is so irritating. I don't know what I was looking for. There was something I wanted to check up here, now it's gone. Let's bring you up here so I can attack into this and get our army out of here. Still sorting all this out. Rebels are popping up. If I hold this, what on earth? What on earth colonial nation is gonna pop up in here that has these provinces but not like this? Huh? Let's see. Does this stretch? Is this gonna... No, hierarchy expands already covers this as well. They're surely not gonna stretch all the way up here. We'll find out, I guess. We've won the siege of Portnam, good. Give us that. You come over here. Oh, look at that, they're fleeing. Don't even need to bring the others into the attack. 1.3 morale difference. But without overwhelming numbers, it does not matter. We crush them. Okay, our war exhaustion is pretty high from the huge amounts of attrition that we've been taking. A little unfortunate. Are you willing to just give me money and war apps? Yeah. I figure that might be the case since we've occupied half their nation in one go. What are you up to over here? Where are you going? Can I kill you? Oh, we've finished that siege as well, excellent. Let's go stop them from sieging that down. Try to alleviate it. Oh. Which direction is this going to go? Oh, just barely in our favor. On the siege of this place. This army can come up and join us here. They're gonna get that. You can come siege that over here. Hey, it's all going well. Siege that. Since we've got some guys here now unsieging for us, we'll let them handle it. Let's let them move out of Appleton first. Okay, they won't. We'll let them full occupy Appleton and then do the peace deal, because I don't want them to get black flagged and then walk all the way back down here and then maybe not even be able to get back up again. Sure. Let me take a sip of drink real quick. I don't know how people who do ASMR manage to get sounds like that into the microphone. They must have the gain turned up ludicrously for anything like that to be audible. Can we scare this army off here, and if not, can we just kill it? Okay, you've occupied them, so get out of there. Good. I only need one province from you. That's gonna upset everyone forever, but that's fine. Money, war reps, all treaties. What treaty do you have with Laurent? Military access. I'll keep it. Good riddance. Alright. For absolutely insane amounts of admin. And a land route south. We get 100 Diplo power. Next we need level 2 forts. One here. And one here. There's a lot of forts in one area. Maybe get rid of this one and this one. Okay, forts. We get those modifiers. And then we finally get claims on this down here. Okay, if a war takes long enough for the forts to get built, then we'll get our claims, and that will help when we do the peace deal. But it's hard to say if it will. Those forts will be done in 2-3 years? 2 point something years. Ah, that does remind me. I'm not sure how it reminds me, but it does remind me that I can send the fleet back over to protect Trey. Let them dock real quick to heal up and get upgraded. You need any upgrades? Yes. We'll let them dock to heal and get upgraded. And then they can head back over. Meanwhile, this for morale. Who's upset with me now? You. Fort Loyalist. I should have checked for this kind of option way earlier. I just kind of forgot about it. Alright, you can get that mana control. Ungoldovo is actually succeeding in fighting Kodir, which I gotta be honest, I didn't really expect. I thought they would get overrun and only serve as a brief distraction. Instead, they managed to actually beat an enemy for me. So well done, AI. It's good to have the occasional reliable ally. Alright, come back up here. unsiege this. I don't know why this one province just got missed for no good reason. We can pour another New World province. But we now control that. How many troops does Scoured have left? 27,000. Let's bring a couple of our armies back home where they can stop taking attrition. And maybe we can get our war exhaustion to start ticking down a little. There we go. There's no threats presented anywhere over here anymore. Yep. You have 72,000 troops, which is a decent amount, but they're all over there, where I don't need to care about them. Diplo relations, nice. You, another supply depot. Go. You're still healing up, but when you have protect trade in ruins, because there's so much money down there, and we need to get some of it back to the mainland. You pick up any transports? No, good. I want to have a separate transport stack so I don't pull the main fleet away from what it's doing. Maybe I separate piece you actually. Take this one province? No. For all the money in the world. And war ups on top of it all? Yes. Yeah, very beautiful peace treaty. Rebels, whatever. Pretty sure they're in my subject somewhere. No, give me the prestige, thank you. I want to sell titles, and we've won the last siege. Okay. Where are we getting the siege? Oh, we've got rebels. Oh, this is why I hate so much that you can't remove your subjects' rebels from this pop-up. You can turn them off in here, but you can't remove them from the pop-up, so you start ignoring it because it's always just your subjects being dumb, and then you miss when your own rebels rise up, which can be super annoying when they're on some island somewhere that you now have to ship troops to. Because sometimes I just straight up don't have a navy because it hasn't been necessary and I haven't been fighting a naval opponent, and then suddenly I need a transport fleet. Don't let me change cooldown. Guard, its last few remnants are down over here, being a nuisance. We are in fact out of manpower, which I did not expect. But that's what happens when you play completely recklessly and don't pay any attention to supply limit. Rolled up here, that's annoying. But someone will deal with it for me in a minute. How close are we to completing the bastions? Under a year. We'll leave them to it. Chippengard has left the military alliance against us. Nice. A few people down here are in it still. Red Glades, Western. Orange has not joined. Reasons unknown. How bad is this entire coalition business gonna look when I take... We've lost a siege. Where? How? Really? You managed to take that? And you're not engaging on them? You're going around? I do not understand the AI sometimes and how it weighs risk. Yearly corruption or gain to inflation. Yearly corruption is honestly easier to keep down at this point in time. From attrition. Why am I still gaining war exhaustion from attrition? Because you're getting attrition. There we go. Punish the adventurers or just what? 10 is easier to recover from than 20, so that's what we'll go with. Clicking down now? Nope. Call for peace. There's always something. Okay, you'll get call for peace right after the buildings finish, which will give us claims on this stretch here. The general is dying. Okay, so this. How bad? Super, super bad. Can I? Can I? That's a lot of people. Even if Garwood will be in a truce, Westerman Laurent is bad. Coransfield we have a truce with. Uala we have a truce with. Hell's Edge, Ambenkos, Dame's Crown. Sugamver. Who do we have a truce with? Eberfil. Couple years and Eberfil might not actually join anymore. I did turn off all of my improved relation stuff, so how quickly are we losing AE now? 1.6 yearly. So that will be a lot of years to wait to have them not join the coalition. We are pretty strong. And we have strong allies. And so many subjects. But then they also have so many subjects. And they're also pretty strong. I think I have to at least try it. I'm too curious to see whether we've got what it takes. Okay. Let's save, in case this is an absolutely atrocious idea. Let's save, and then, yeah, this, and no more. We won't take anything beyond what we need for the mission. More reps. Alright, hit me with it. Permanent claim on that now. Or everything. We can afford it, so I'm not going to wait. Some people are retiring. In the meantime, it probably serves us well to get as much drill into our units as possible before the coalition kicks off. Yeah, my subjects immediately seizing land and getting rebels because of it. Okay, diplomacy, alliance, Arboran, Hammerhome, a few people, Segdir, but you guys are really far away. Arboran fielding 100,000 troops, Hammerhome less. Segdir's pretty good, but they could be contending with Callisto Boo, who we cannot fight. Or Command, who we also cannot fight. Against Skuamud, and you're messing that entirely. Messing that up entirely. Okay. What about you down here? 168,000 troops. And you're allied with Everfill, which means they won't want to join the attack. Perfect. Absolutely ideal. That should keep anyone from getting any funny ideas. Even as the coalition quickly balloons. You get up here, please, because apparently there's going to be an uprising. Maybe take another drink. And you guys all need to be subdued. What has you so disloyal? My war exhaustion, my mercantilism, Diplo reputation, and your own development, and tariffs. Yeah, I mean, fair enough on some of it, I guess. Fair enough on some of it. Treasure Fleet, Coalition, revolts in my subjects. Worrisome, worrisome. Yes, it is worrisome, but as long as they don't actually declare. Alright, we can't be far off now from finishing this entire province war score cost, yes. In here. We've got all tier 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The 10, 11, 12, 13. This one we won't get unless we go way over southeast, because that's where the temples are. That's really 10. Think quick drink mix. Religion-based one. I don't know what the requirements are to access this. Prefabricate city construct. I don't know what the requirement for cultural ones is either. We have unlocked 2 of them. Okay. It will still be a good while before we have all of the inventions unlocked. 8 more people in the coalition. Uprisings. The Artificer has declared upon Garwood. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they? They've Nurse Sister is very strong. Garwood has just been completely destroyed. They're in no position to defend themselves. Aberton Ur Cook to have defended. They're not going to succeed. 1633, I think 1650s roughly. The Wars of Consolidation kick off, right? Oh, these are guys in my land. Need to be keeping maybe a little bit more of an eye on the rebel tab. But maybe I should set a couple stacks to rebel suppression. You get everywhere down here, and you march up there and then get everywhere up here. If people want access through my lands, they're not having it. I don't know why they really want it. The places they want to reach they can get to without going through me. Okay, you can go back to drilling. And you... rebel suppression. This as well. Alright. Fortunately, we still don't have a direct access over here. Can I get in the coalition? The vassal. Well, if we can get a claim on them, because I don't think we have any, yeah. If we can get claim on them, maybe we can threaten war to just take that. I notice now that the spy network that we were trying to build in these guys also hasn't gotten anywhere. Someone's afraid to engage enemies? Why? That is a 26k stack. Okay. You were just being weird for a moment. More uprisings over here this time, so that's fine. We already have that covered. Alright, good. These guys are gonna rise up. Invest in a new idea. A diplomat and 25 improve relation. Good, that will help with the outraged countries. A little bit. But at this point we're mostly planning to collapse the coalition by just being too strong, I think. Some of these people aren't that upset with us, so they will actually leave naturally in a few years' time. I don't know if I should be coring this or not. Because of it going probably to a colonial nation soon. I haven't kept count on whether we've got 5 provinces in that area yet. Especially because I just hit core all after taking the land from Garwood. Who did we lose? The Master of Mint. Are we still reducing? Yes, I can just buy it away. It ticks down so incredibly slowly. Reduction in efficiency, prestige, tax. What do we make more money from? Tax 46, production 60. Okay. Reduction efficiency. There we go. Laurent has entered as well. We gain manpower in a province. Our actual manpower is suffering still. Temple quest licenses adventurous privilege unlocked. Using Karashito's IV artificer's privilege will enable the wholesale plundering of high temples. We're gonna go ahead and not violate temples. This is a problem. I really don't want to move any of you guys, but I think I have to. You, come over here. Maybe I do need to take tolerance ideas at some point. I figured only capturing a handful of provinces at a time would mean that we really don't need it, especially with so many troops around to take care of everything. But sure. But I forgot quite how annoying it is having to deal with any sort of rebels at all. Oh, Arrow, hello! Thank you very much for the raid. And welcome everyone. How was Warframe? Oh man, I don't think I've not ever done a shout out before, so let me even see if I have if I can do that. There we go. Shout out. Cool, there we are. Yeah, I'm playing a bit of EU4, Anbennar. Was good, I am glad. Nail touching. Cool. Yeah, a bit of a switch over from Warframe to Anbennar, but I hope you all enjoy it anyway. We're currently running a Gnome Artificer game, so really high modifier units. I've currently got, you know how it is around the Empire. Take 3 provinces, get a coalition with half a planet. But there's absolutely no way any of them are going to declare on me because of the sheer amount of troops all of my colonies have. But for the time being, I'm just kicking down rebels and boring provinces. Still haven't played Anbennar. Yeah, it's good. It's really, really good. I know people have mixed opinions as far as overhaul mods goes, and specifically the fantasy overhaul mod. But personally, I love it. I love the whole thing. It is terribly unbalanced in certain places. But I think that's part of the fun. I was mentioning earlier that the artificers are fairly strong, but over here there's a nation of harpies that you can play as, and they have the most ridiculous stack wiping capacity I have ever seen. Just with their military modifiers and national ideas, before you even take monuments or idea groups or whatever, they are stack wiping because they're ridiculously powerful. But not everything is completely overpowered, and for the most part it's just fun. I really like the lore of the mod and the world building they've done for it. Specifically for the gnomes that I've been playing, they have the harmonization mechanic, and every time you harmonize a religion it gives you this little pop-up showing exactly how the religion is being integrated into your own one, and I think that's fascinating and really, really well written on their part. I've been enjoying it a lot. Okay, we seem to be quieting down with the rebels. These guys are going to pop in 2.2 years. I don't want that to sit there and bug me that long. Just get them dealt with. That's the last of them. Good. I think we're almost done coring everything. Yeah, that's the end of that. What colonial nation did I actually form over here a minute ago? Hierarchy Lower Yin. I guess they eat this section? It's so hard to figure out what is supposed to go to what colonial nation, because these guys stretch all the way from here to up here. So I assume all of this is going to be theirs and some of this. And then there's Upper Yin here who don't get the coast. That goes to these guys. They only go this far west. And only this far east. This is odd in space, so really tiny space split between Upper and Lower Yin compared to something like these guys who get everything on the entire inside of the ring over here. Like, they're huge. And here everyone's joining. Most of these are only a little bit upset with me. These guys are going to leave in just a few years. We're losing 3.3 AE yearly, so that will only take a couple of years to get these guys to go. Everfill is almost out already, so Sugamber. Laurent will hate me forever because I've attacked them a few times. Vipek and Western. I really need to declare on Western next time that they're not in the coalition. Because I need a bunch of their stuff over here. From this colony. Moonhaven as well. Alright, since we're not getting rebels anymore, let's switch you all over to drilling. Good, good, good. The fleet is still over here protecting trade. We are over naval force limit at this point. I think I had a modifier from one of the artificer inventions that was giving me naval force capacity, and I turned that off for the artificer regiments. But I don't quite remember. Oh no, it wasn't an invention. It was from when I removed exploration and expansion ideas and took Diplo and quality instead. That lost me a fleet capacity modifier. But then ships are so cheap anyway. They cost me 30 ducats out of my 230 that I'm gaining each month. Let's spend some of that. We have acquired new lands. I've got to include subjects on still. That. Most of these aren't worth it. Honestly, but I hope you have a great rest of the stream. Thank you very much, and thank you again for the raid. Good seeing you here. We're pretty much out of manufactories that are worth building. Oh, there we go. Regulators already left. Already starting. Heck. 19. For those, we are on the cusp of that. One more mill idea first. How far are we? 44. We're still a while off from the next election when this guy will improve. Vena has been annexed or integrated. We get there. Super overdeved island. That has brought our milk capacity. Let's ditch all of these and consolidate their ships. Bring them over here. Am I missing any? You come over here. You're already moving. Okay. And we'll want to mash that fleet together with our own one, so let's bring them back over here as well. Your supply depot has run out. One of the really great things about playing in Bulwa or over to the east is being able to rebuild the Golden Highway and getting those like 300 supply limit provinces, so you never have to worry again. I've got another merchant. Let's see. From here, we've got all of these. We've got one up here. 14% ownership, maybe. 24%. But there's not much money in any of these nodes. We put one down here last time, right? And then I think we lost that guy because I removed the idea group. So let's replace him. There we go. You want maps. Sure. Take them. We need to upgrade any of you? No, you're all good. When I was keeping their fleets up to date. We did get their colony over here. Alien. Any others? Pretty sure Venal had more than that. It's so hard to check because we've got so many colonies already. Hierarchy lower yin expands. Universal allows this one. Nope, that's one of our originals. Nope, that's for ours. Wow, really? Only Alliant. I know I vassalized Venal pretty early on, but I figured they'd have managed to colonize more stuff than that. Let's see if I've got some spare provinces around the world that I need to... for now. Alright, there's this that we've just conquered. The passage complete. Made more of them. No, is it just this event triggering again? That belongs to Lower Yin. Unless they've made more holes in the wall somewhere, I think that was just the event triggering again when it wasn't supposed to. Stability cost, unrest, production efficiency. We'll call this as well. And put this in a trade company. That is a trade. Okay. All the ships are in one place now. We're up to 87 transports. I guess I'll keep them just in case that fleet ever gets caught out and then loses a few. You can go back to protecting trade in the Ruined Sea. Now then, what's up next? What's up next is Garwood getting chopped to pieces. They're also defending against Laurent. Who's Laurent attacking? Garwood directly for Vista. That's not a smart idea, Laurent, because I'm just going to attack you for all of this. Okay. First things first, capacity. That's 65 extra troops that we can get. And we're going to. How many artificers can I get? I can get another 87, much more than we need. There's 30 per stack. 1, 2, 3. More of artificers, then 10 cavalry, and 1, 2, 3 worth of artillery. Alright, there's another full stack. That might scare a few people out of the coalition as well. We finished the military idea group, so we've got more discipline and artillery combat ability. I don't think I'm going to change the policies around at all. This one's trade efficiency 10 and plus to promote mercantilism. Okay, that's actually not as good as just trade efficiency 15. Trade efficiency 10, movement speed versus reinforced speed and recover army morale. I actually like that more. We'll take that as well. You are once again without a supply depot. And nepotism in the Artificers Guild is holding back our economy. Let that happen, or we can get base production. Or we can get base production without angering them. But that costs 5,000 ducats. Okay, they can be upset with me. Our loyalty equilibrium is too low now to seize land anymore, but we've also got 71% of crown land. And with our high absolutism, we should stick around there. Oh, I do still need to remove a few reforms, actually, so that I can get maximum absolutism. Right to council, land of commerce, and free and land of commerce. Yep. All three of those. That gets us good. Can upgrade that. What's stopping me from having this great project? One of the following must be true. Have culture accepted by the owner has owner's culture. Okay. Let's accept Moon Elf then. If we've got a slot for it. No, we don't. Moon Elf is 9% of the population. Higher than Cobalt. We'll switch those around. I don't know, I can upgrade this. What does it actually give me? Light ship combat ability and ship trade power. That's useful. I should probably have looked before I immediately jumped to taking it, but that's useful. I think my model is drifting off to this again. I don't know why it does this, but it seems to be less this stream than last one. Oh, which also reminds me, I went and checked the VOD of the last stream, and exactly what I was worried about happening is in fact what happened. When I muted the mic, because I needed to blow my nose, I forgot to unmute it and there's just a solid hour chunk of silence in the middle of a VOD. It's almost worth crying over. Fortunately, I did eventually realize, so given how long the VOD is, there's still more talking than silence, but it is slightly painful. I want to take either Nautica or Sporin. Sporin is 14 death, Nautica is 7, okay. Always get claims on the more valuable province. Got another invention finished up. Let's get the next one. Naval leader maneuver, land leader maneuver. Those are both good. Missionary strength, death cost. Give me that. We could declare on them. No one really cares about what's happening way up in the north. When this new stack is fully hired, we'll send them up here to attack Garnic. Looking at the new invention we've just gotten, does remind me. I don't want to take the artificer estate privilege for more capacity since for more active inventions, since that removes the ability to take the tier 3 ones, and there's some really good tier 3 ones. But I do kind of hope that there's something else we can acquire later on that gives us more active inventions, because there are so many of them and 7 is just not enough. I think, technically speaking, for most nations, they kind of start getting into artificery properly around 1650, which we're not even at yet, so we're way ahead of the curve being gnomes. So I'm hoping there's more stuff later on that lets us do this. Call to arms. Wineport wants us to fight against Sornkos. This is a war they have started. Sornkos is allied with Saloran. You really don't need me to help you with this. But I also cannot afford to be losing allies right now when I have the world's largest coalition breathing down my neck. Okay, I'll grab you 5 off of here. Let's get you all bunched up. And you can all go back to drilling. I know the game said that we're needed for war, but we're really not. Right, like the enemy's fielding 30, 40-ish thousand troops. Wineport, you have Why did you need me for this? You have 70,000 troops. Deal with these guys yourself. I'm not helping. Mercantilism. Okay, well this is 50,000 troops, so what did I not hire enough of? Yes, dwarves, great. 20, 10, and 20. I didn't hire enough infantry or cannons. Okay, move them over here a bit so they don't get overlapped with that again. Get you a general. Set it to drill while I hire. Alright, I need another 10 artificer stacks and another 10 cannons. That takes us just barely over our force limit, but we're making plenty of money so we can afford to be a little bit over. Okay, then we conquer Bjarnik. It won't matter AE-wise because the people up here... Yeah, everyone here already hates us. These guys aren't going to care about these guys. And the people up here joining the coalition is irrelevant. If anything, we're just going to annex them too real quick. Then... we might want to declare on these as soon as the truces expire. This one in 1643, this one in 1640. Oh, Revelialism has spawned. The Revelian Society, who stole the God Fragment from us after we found it over in Elintir, those thieves. The Revelian Society was originally a group of intellectuals looking to reason and empiricism to discover the true nature of the world. With their research into the God Fragment decades ago, the Society eventually discovered what they claim as a fundamental truth in the world, that there is only one God, and that the precursor elves stole magic from them, nearly killing them in the process. Along with their revelations, they have made themselves indispensable to the masses, uplifting them and caring for them when nations across Canor have failed, and bringing hope to a populace that an omnipotent and caring God does exist, and they are good, which is a far cry from the dynastic squabbles and flawed personalities and beliefs of the Regent Court and Coronite faith. Adherents of this new faith call for their cousins to follow this new religion, and follow the whims of God, not the whims of kings. The Rebellion Society is no more, and in its place is the Rebellion Church. Every owned province of a Rebellion Society chapter will convert to Rebellion. We have made sure to kick out Rebellion lodges, so there shouldn't be any in our land. Though I'm sure I will conquer some soon enough. We'll want a few in our territory so we can harmonize the Rebellion Church as well. Okay, there's been an election in the Empire. Ashenate is Emperor now. Okay, a little bit of an unusual one, but not the worst. And Elegir has become the Electorate. Elegir no longer exists, they have now become the Rebellion Nation. What is their name again? Or are they just called Rebellion? No, they can't be. Rebellion State, there it is. The High Rectorate. Government rank Kingdom within the Empire, which is notable. What does that all give them? Diplomatic relations +1, institution embracement cost by 25%, and 10% clergy influence. Okay. A 663 is pretty decent. Elven. And they continue to be in the position against me, because they do inherit all of the opinions from Telgear. Alright, well. There's Rebellion. Oh, and they've called a crusade against us. You bastards. Rebellion Center of Reformation as well. Oh, there's a bunch. There's a Coronite one still. Rebellion. We probably won't have to do anything about them. That might be something for me to look into on the next playthrough, to be honest. The Rebellion religion does seem interesting. And the chance to become the Rebellion state, the Pope equivalent, this deep into the game is pretty interesting of its own. Ability for lots of ducats. Yeah, we'll let that pop. Oh, I completely forgot to lower autonomy and get the absolutism for it when we conquered that land. But yeah, playing as a Rebellion state does seem like it could be pretty interesting. But it suffers from the same issue that the adventurer nations that spawn over in Aelintir have, which is that I'm not willing to play until mid-1600 before the run actually begins, you know? It's kind of ridiculous. I'd need to find 2 runs that I can chain together to do that. And I don't know what would be a good fit. I'll need to look up what the exact requirements are and if a player can even choose to be the one that becomes the Rebellion state. I'm pretty sure you can, but I don't know under what conditions. If I can, then I'll try and plan a run around it and see if I can combine it with something else. Because it does seem like it could be fun. Region has left the coalition. Good. There's probably a few people around here that I can improve relations with and get them to leave as well. Let's not commit all of my diplomats to that though, because I need one to declare war with. Okay, so Bjarnik is still too big to annex outright. But we can at least collect up our land over here. You go in on that. You guys please keep drilling. I need to see if this is a setting I can turn off to have them automatically stop drilling when I declare war. I can convert provinces to the fort. I don't want to do that. Oh god. Down here, I assume. No, here. No, no. As soon as we're done harmonizing with the unit group, we will also harmonize with the elven group. Religious unity increase 50%, prestige decay. I feel like the modifiers you get from the different religions are really not balanced against each other. Like 10% movement speed is pretty damn good. Tolerance of a true faith +1 is kind of meh. Yearly prestige +0.5 completely useless, meaningless. Infantry cost, pretty good. National unrest, meh. Reinforced speed, quite strong. Prestige decay -1%, completely worthless. No one needs that. Goods produce modifier +5, very meh. But I guess there's only so many kind of useful, not really impactful modifiers in the game to begin with, so they're kind of limited on options in what they can give to each religion when you harmonize it. It'll be interesting to see if there's anything similar to a harmonization mechanic in EU5 when that comes out, because they have mentioned in the Tinto Talks Death Diaries that one of the things they're making a deliberate effort with is that they want to move away from the stacking modifier style of gameplay, as they call it, which means harmonization as it works right now, where you get just different modifiers for each religion you embrace, definitely doesn't fit into their new vision of things. So I'm curious what, if anything, it gets replaced with. If there will even be a harmonization mechanic in the new game. What just happened here? I brought the... I wasn't looking the entire time. I brought the fleet over. Oh, and it chased... I needed the fleet to get across not because this fort was stopping me, but because the ship was blockading the straits down here. And when my fleet turned up, they ran away. And now, finally, some of the vassals come along. Some of the colonies with their own ships. Now that I don't need it anymore. Anbennar has left. Excellent. Is that someone I'm improving with? Yeah. Who else can we entice away? Lugamber. Yeah. They can be persuaded to leave. Drilling is paying off. Excellent. Grab that siege there. Now in one of the colonies has actually managed to bring their troops across. It's always a little hard to say when they'll actually join in on a war and when they'll just sit back. Because when I was attacking Garwood, it was mostly my allies on the continent joining in. And when I was... where did I go to war? Like, down here? None of the other colonies decided to help out on that one. They just kind of sat around. Ah, we've reached maximum professionalism. Massive army drill game modifiers, good. Yeah, so some things you can kind of tell how the AI weighs things against each other and what decision they're going to make. Like sometimes you know how to scare them off of the siege or how to entice them onto an attack or whatever. But will the colonies join in the war is a question I have no answer to. Regular allies don't seem to have that problem. Like in vanilla, if I'm playing Timurids and going to war in Western Europe, meanwhile I've got subjects in India, they will march across the entire world to go join in that war. But that seems to be specifically same content and subjects who do that kind of thing. More gov capacity. Cool. How are we actually doing on gov capacity? I should be great in that regard. Yeah, considering how many courthouses I've built. Next person to leave a coalition will be you. Bit by bit we dismantle it. I actually want to take from this peace deal. I want this and this definitely, because I want that access. Then, like that. There'll be a few nations slightly upset with me, but not many. I should be able to take most of their land, cut them off from all of their neighbors so no one swoops in and tries to conquer them. This up here, yeah. There's some way I can take this island. I don't take this, I can. But then I don't get the throughway here, which was kind of part of a point. This province? There we go. Yeah, that looks perfect. Alright, and we get Treeton, Ravehaven, Derwig, don't matter. Pulse Edge and Damescrown are already in. Amacos is already in. Yeah, this doesn't change anything. None of the nations to the south are particularly concerned with what's happening all the way up north here. We can take a Diplotech. Oh, we want to take the Diplo here first. Always worth checking whether you've got everything you need. Lowered impact on stability from Diplo actions. I know this one is super useful for like world conquests because it stops you getting constant stability hits from truce breaking, but it has never shown up in any of my games. I've never gotten any use out of that. I think I did do some in the one and only world conquest I've ever done, which was as Timurids into Mughals. I did do some truce breaking right towards the end because I didn't care anymore, just wanted to be done with it. But the way it's normally supposed to be used, which is way earlier and way more regularly to really force your way through some of that mid-game conquest, I've never done that. Trade efficiency and movement speed will be good, but not better than the more stuff. So we won't take any of the new policies we've just done. One more siege to do over here. Our truce with Kugdir has ended. They will not join the coalition, surprisingly. They're only at -30. Okay. I might want to do some practice for a world conquest run. Because it would be worth doing, and there are a couple of world conquest achievements to go for. I want to get that new achievement as well for hordes to not have any other horde around. So it would make sense to combine that together with maybe the Khan achievement, or reforming the Mongol Empire before whatever date it was, like 1550 or something like that. It's doable. I struggle a little bit to transition out of the start of a horde run into the mid-game. So for example, if I'm playing as Oirat into Yuan, beating China, conquering China quickly, fairly straightforward to do. But then, once China collapses and you can no longer extract money from them easily, I do struggle with the next leg of expansion after that. So if I do get a little practice in on that, I might be able to do a world conquest run for my next one, after the gnomes are done. We're getting close to finishing the gnome run. Beating Gaud and Laurentius means that we've pretty much opened this up. I still don't want to get overwhelmed with a coalition, so we're taking it bit by bit, but it's taking less and less time each time to dismantle the coalition again. When we declare on West Dam and finish this, we should get done with most of the New World portion of the mission tree. And if I finish the entire New World portion of the mission tree, and all I've got left is the on the continent conquest bits, I am just gonna get mercenaries, go way, way, way over force limit, and brute force it, you know? There's no need to worry about a coalition if you just go to war and have truces with absolutely everyone. Military tactics, military artificers, supply limit, and next level forts. That's all good stuff. You are not yet willing to take the peace deal, but my subjects can finish off the last of that, I think. Decision available, standardized uniforms, animations modifier, drill game. Yeah. I have no other national decisions? I don't think I've ever seen that before. There's always some nonsense that you've got available, there's nothing here. Weird. Units, let's improve those, yes. That'll scare a few more people out of the coalition perhaps. We also almost have enough spy network. I don't need that anymore. This has been a complete waste of time because I wanted to steal maps so I could see what's happening over in Eastern Field, but we don't need that anymore. Apparently there's some nation stuck in a corner here. Very unfortunate position to be in. Okay. How's Rebellion spreading? These guys have got it. Up here, these guys, most of the East Coast, these guys. I don't like to play in the HRE in vanilla, and I feel like it would be just a whole nother level of agony trying to do it in Anbennar. Because keeping the HRE together is already such a chore in the base game when the Reformation comes around. I know there's ways to kind of semi-cheese your way through it, and stop anyone from converting and crushing the centers of Reformation very quickly, but it's still like a ton of work. And then in Anbennar, you've got the Reformation with Coronite, and then just randomly 100 years later, it's like, I know we've had Reformation, but what about Second Reformation? And Rebellion spawns in, and you can't even do anything about the centers because some nations will just convert by default because they're full of Rebellion lodges, which will convert some of their provinces. So you can slow it down, you can stemmy the effect, but you can't stop it outright. There will be some amount of rebellion going around. As far as religious unity goes, your empire is going to be screwed. Unless you manage to revoke before the early 1600s. Which again is doable, but I don't like to rush like that. I think the only time I like to put myself under any sort of time pressure really is when I'm going for a world conquest. Because at that point it feels worth it, you know? It's kind of a sustained effort and you get constant rewards for it as you go through and conquer more and more and more land. But the kind of effort required to keep the HRE in line and stuff like that, oh, that's just tedious. I am going to buy this down once I've got the admin, after I've finished coring all of this. Game on corruption, no. Keeping the stack up here temporarily in case any rebels rise up, but it's looking very unlikely at the moment. We do have their religion harmonized, which means we're not getting any of the usual malices we get for that kind of nonsense. Local unrest, local construction. Don't need any of that. Keep coring. Oh, I forgot to move our diplomat. Alright, who else is willing to leave for coalition? A few of the small ones over here. Handful will leave. Will leave. A Rebellion State. Yeah, A minus 46, they will also leave. We can take Diplotech now. Loxo Discontent, which is a mechanic I've never made use of. A naval morale, naval engagement with England. Maybe I should do a run entirely focused around that. Just go and find out what's a bunch of mechanics that I've never engaged with, and then see how they play. I was confused for a moment why there was suddenly a center of trade here, but finishing the upgrade to Nimscott Academy spawns one. Our invention is done. Excellent. There should be, like, what, 8 left to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the religious and special ones, I don't know how to unlock those if they're regular research. Manpower, recovery speed, sailor speed, missionary strength, movement speed, and free policies. That's pretty good. Does use 30 capacity, and I'd need to turn off one of my artificer unit enhancements, so not an option at the moment. Oh, Vern is the Emperor. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't feel like Ashenade would hold that. They've turned Rebellion now, so they've made themselves ineligible. Rebellion state has left the coalition against us. We're at max innovativeness. 99.3, yeah, we don't need any more. I'm honestly surprised at this point that there's still enough electors left, considering how quickly Rebellionism is spreading. The Empire might just dismantle itself at this rate. Alright, I need to take a sip from my drink. Okay, a few more people have left the coalition. How much is left at this point? Still pretty sizable. Quite a few of them are in the New World, so I have to turn my attention there. I had hoped that my vassals would use this opportunity while I'm at peace to start some of their own wars, like they'd done previously. But it doesn't seem like anyone was interested. I'm pretty sure you could be... Okay, no, these are colonies, so there's really no chance of beating them. But these guys here, you could be attacking these guys. What else? This needs to be dealt with at some point. You have claims? You're interested in it at the very least. Does that translate in claims? Yeah, you've got claims. I just realized our hierarch is called Sando Screwbottom. The gnome names! The gnome names, they are ridiculous. The names for the characters, the names for the colonies, for the provinces. Gald is no longer a great power. And, oh, there we go. Lower Yin has declared on this OPM over here. It's better than nothing. Oh, the truce with Corrinsfield and Evermus ended, and I didn't even notice. I wanted to attack those guys. Once the truce has ended... Converson would be a good alternative. It probably behooves us to really focus in on killing off the rest of the nations in the New World, so that we remove a whole bunch of countries from the pool of potential coalition members, and that will make it easier to juggle truces over here in the Empire once I start really going ham on all of them. Yeah, recall that diplomat. Get these guys back. Finish quarrying over here. Okay. Someone else has left a coalition. Excellent. You are at plus 50 opinion. I don't know if it's going to be enough. We can improve relations with. Test. That we can improve relations with. Willa I was actively at war with, so I can only imagine another 19 minus 60 is 30. That's not quite enough, but we can give you a gift and that should get you over it. Monastery of the Silver Moon. I swear there's no such nation at game start. I'll need to check who reforms into the Monastery of the Silver Moon. This up here. Switch to a trade map mode and add it all to trade company. James Crown is left. Good. Am I improving with them? No. Vertes, Mats. Amari Temple. Okay. Wasn't improving with them. New technology, another Diplotech. It seems kind of redundant that you still get more colonial range at this point at 1645. Where else are you trying to reach this far into the game? Okay. You. A company. Dayon has left the coalition. Everything to the trade company. We're also at 12,000 ducats, so let's have a look what is worth buying building wise. Not much. Have we unlocked better manufactories? Yes, we have. Only a few though. And I will need to upgrade all of my forts as well. I'm pretty sure I clicked one time too many there and there's a new fort building somewhere. I can delete it later if it gets in the way. Okay. I really... Looking at the building tab and seeing this little on the manufactories of this few courthouses is so weird to me, because I'm so used to blobbing massively and having way more provinces than I could ever build everything in. None of you guys are. Get me, there we go, get me a morale or discipline guy that I can level up. And a milk tank, more combat with, more infantry fire, better cannons. Beautiful. Upgrade that. I can also bring you back down here now. Seeing as there's no rebels going to be spawning. Force limit mode. There we go. One province able to hold that big of an army. Has left a coalition, has left a coalition. Excellent. You get strong enough, someone leaves, and then the others see them leaving and go, hang on, this coalition isn't really going to be able to fight this battle. And then they all go. Who's left now? Just the people that really hate me because they are right adjacent to where I took a bunch of land. Inflation's 79 with this guy. That's enough, we can probably convince him to get out. Red Glades. Hang on, did Laurent? Oh, it looks like Laurent and West Ham took a bite out of Alfroy and annexed them. I didn't even notice that happening. Yeah, Red Glades, we can make them like us a whole bunch more, but they've got so much AE that it's just not going to be enough for them to leave the coalition. West Ham will never leave either, they've got like 300 AE with me. Pearl's Edge probably will. Okay, earlier you're at 31. So I send you a gift for 20 relation. Oh, we can get a full 25. That's cheap as chips. How bad is your economy that a couple hundred ducats buys that much relations? Downing separatists only spawning in a year and a half. They might have ticked down and not spawn at all by then. Hey, Ualera's out. X was. What about you? Yeah, you can be persuaded out. DPEG. I can get almost 100 improved relations. Still puts me at -10. We're not reaching positive 50 that easily. That's Laurent down here. This is more Western. Okay, Pulse Edge hit 50. Excellent. Okay. There's still way more. They're all in the New World? Yeah. You'll leave with just improve. I don't even need to give you gifts or anything. Who else? Who else? These guys harpies. Improve the... whatever it's called. And there we go. Left has left has left. A bunch of them. Beggarston. Get another 15. That's not quite enough. But we'll do it anyway and then send you a gift. Oh, a few more people. Westham is left. Is it collapsing entirely? Yes, no, maybe. Surely Ebermus doesn't think that they can beat us on our own. General for you. Clandestine volunteers. No, thank you. Butterfly is left. Ebermus and Beggarson are the only people still in the coalition. Are you quite sure about this? You're not even that upset with me. -84. Westham has like -300. Oh. Yes, for some reason they're really holding a grudge. Another Diplotech, trade range, trade efficiency. Wineport wants my aid against Laurent. Tell me more. What exactly are you doing? This is a war they have started. Laurent is allied with BPEG, Rubyhold, Wex, and Anbencost. You're attacking Laurent in the conquest of Enteben. Laurent, BPEG, Rubyhold, Wex, Anbencost, and your allies are... Oh, Western. Okay, yeah, I see why you've got no issues with this. Except... I might have wanted to move my troops away before doing that, but okay. That might also be why Western suddenly decided to leave the coalition, because they are now going to be on the same side of a war with me. But why is this hockey not working? The unselect lowest unit doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, that's a 34,000 stack. I need at least 1 or 2 month ticks to get up my morale before I can go tangle with that. What is this hockey? Am I misremembering? Escape is... No, it's supposed to be... the... options, controls, reset keyboard shortcuts. No, I want you to show me what they are in the first place. I'll have to look at it later. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be V to unselect the lowest unit in the stack, but now it's escape. Alright, line them up all along the border, let's occupy some land. I can't tell whether I want or don't want, what's their name? Wineport to give me anything in this peace deal. Because on the one hand, I do have claims on this whole section down here. On the other hand, I have so much AE, and I'm just starting to get it under control. So if they give me provinces, that might ruin everything. I mean, there's really no chance that they give me all of the provinces that I have claims on, because they're going to be taking a whole bunch of stuff for themselves. But if I contribute enough to the war, they should give me at least something, since I've got the claims. Considering how much AE is left here, it's probably not going to be an issue though. Could I take it myself? In separate piece? Oh, I absolutely could. And no one would even be that upset with me. Turning separate piece, you will reduce Wineport Trust by 10. Western Trust, well, Western is my enemy anyway. And Wineport, they're pretty strong. I've got full trust with them, so they're not going to break the alliance over it. Alright, we've got a plan. We're separate piecing Laurent. I need to occupy as much of the north of Laurent as I possibly can. Thank you, AI, for the opportunity. Redglade's involved in this? No. West Dam is, but on our side. Okay. Ah, there comes the colonies. Excellent. Excellent. Corruption. No, no corruption. Thank you. Cool, cool, cool. Not much to commentate about in this war. It's going to be very straightforward. Laurent has 45,000 troops total. So their entire army is about half of one of my little doom stacks. And that's before we take into account that I didn't even declare this war. Wineport and Westham are doing most of it. Do I want to attack BPEC at all during this? Not really. I do probably want to get my peace deal in before Wineport can separate peace BPEC, in case they take less from them and get a shorter truce. We want as long a truce with everyone involved in this nonsense as possible. Speaking of truces, our truce with Garwood has ended. Not really in a position to capitalize on that right this second. Okay. How much Lord am I gonna have to occupy for them to give me stuff? What's the war goal? Entim is here. Wineport, what are you getting up to? Why aren't you taking your war goal? Okay. Can't reach any of these, unfortunately. What zone of control is holding me here? This has got here, this has got, and I guess I don't have access through Red Glades. They would give it to me though. There we go. Take the capital. Hopefully no one else is there yet. Yep. We get the capital. That's worth lots of war score. Pay off that. You've occupied this in my name. Excellent. Ah, the Damesday deposit is dwindling. That's very unfortunate. Though I'm surprised it's actually managed to last this long, because I think I deffed that province up to ridiculous levels, like way more than you normally would with Damesday or gold, because it will deplete. Okay, where do I have to go and not be leaving a zone of control? I think I can't go further in here before I manage to take this down. We've got another invention. Can't reach anywhere over there. Research for next. Manpower, missionary strength, the diplomat. Diplomat power. It does remind me, don't I have some... Yeah, I've got a faction mechanic. I always forget about these guys because it's kind of low impact, you know? It's a modifier, usually a somewhat small one, that you just kind of get depending on what kind of gameplay you've got. Yeah, I'm losing points of these guys for something. Losing for war exhaustion, gaining for stability, gaining for war, mercantilism, absolutism. They give me tech cost, possible policies, improved relations, artillery levels available versus fort. Yeah, I should probably remember to look in here more often and maybe like buy the improved relations boost when possible, but it's so inconspicuous down here in the corner, it's so easy to forget about and lose track of. Widespread condemnation will hurt our relations with all other faithless countries. Well, that's like no one around here. Unless... Rebellion counts? No. I have to specifically, I assume, stuff in our religious group, like the fort. And I'm pretty sure that doesn't include like anyone down here. I think the God Loss might be in that category. Yeah. Speaking of a God Lost, look at this final boss down here. 387,000 troops available. No manpower left, but still 387,000 troops. Miltech 20, they're keeping up with no issue. How are the institutions looking down here? Global trade, yeah, they're spread across everywhere. The high development and the Golden Highway generally means that institutions spread super quickly across the map in Anbennar. Yeah, the command, I mean, I don't think anyone around them is in a position to stop them. How are you doing coalition-wise? Ah, not an issue. And of course, Callisto Boo. Slightly smaller army, way more manpower. Huge, huge nation as well. The command has beaten me out on #1 great power. Even with most of the New World as my colonies and getting half of their death added to the score, we do not beat their absolutely ridiculous 3,811 development. Ooh. Lissaru's got 2,470, which is still technically more than mine. If it weren't for all of my colonies, I would be 3rd place great power, yeah. So I guess if it weren't for all of my colonies, I would have been conquering instead of colonizing, and I would in fact be much higher up in terms of my own development. Well, we're taking steps now to fix that. I still don't know if I want to go and attack the command as a final boss fight at the end of this, you know. Once I've met my requirements of completing the mission tree, I wanted to then also go and just fight the whole empire, but the empire is kind of collapsing in on itself anyway, and we're gonna be fighting it along the way as we conquer more and more of Laurent and Goward and this whole region. So really that point become kind of moot. Bring these guys over here, which means we probably do need a different final boss to really test out the full might of the artificer regiments against. And well, who better than the #1 great power? I don't know what kind of military buffs the command gets. I know they get some, they must do, to be that ridiculous. Has I fought in 2 wars? Defender against Vern in the Vernon Conquest of Walterton. Ah. And Vern is the Emperor. Wow, I think if I went here, there's a chance that Wineport would be losing this entire war, actually. quite funny. Take this. We've taken the capital. That's excellent. Still only 25% war score. Oof. 27 from all the occupations and I guess a couple battles. And we need at least 49 to even take our claims, never mind everything else I'm interested in getting out of them. It will be difficult. I think it's mostly going to come down to luck, honestly, whether we occupy enough of them compared to everybody else to get the war score that we need. We're going to get most of the occupations, but not all of them. And Vineport is mobilizing across Laurent now as well. I don't know what was stopping them before, but whatever it is, it's worn off. We're trading in Damesteer, that's nice, all power cost. How's this progressing? 57% done, expected to complete in 1660, so that's another 11 years. I'll need to wait a bit afterwards and let Harmony tick back up because we've really drained it over the last few harmonizations. And that's despite all of the bonuses we get. I mean, base ahead of time in all the techs, theory of homeostasis from stability and from unity. General has died. Get a new one. And occupy this province. Okay, 37%. Wineport had better not come up with their own peace deal before I'm able to take all the things I want. Why do I even move you? Down here? Maybe. There's a lot of guys over there. A lot of guys. Some 150,000 guys, in fact. That might be a little much even for my souped up armies. Galenus gets a separate white piece. That's fine. 39 and we need 49. Is it gonna happen? I'm not sure. I mean, if they do take their own peace deal, they're gonna be getting, what, like 2 provinces? 3 provinces? They might give some away to Western. But even in a regular peace deal, I am due most of this. But I don't know how much the AI cares about that. They can be, it's kind of weird sometimes. They can be surprisingly fair, or considerate towards the player, I suppose you could say. The AI will, like, prioritize to a certain extent, giving you back your cores and stuff like that, if you've got high war score contribution. But then sometimes also they will just completely ignore you, because obviously they put a lot more value on their own claims than they do on yours. It's hard to say how this will play out. Ah, many factories have spawned. And of course I didn't get it, despite having a manufactory in like almost every province. We're out of manpower. Note. Bad. Build a few of these, even if most of them are worthless. And we also have so much money. Great project, there's still the same ones that we don't want. None of this is worth getting. A couple manufactories are slightly worth. Courthouses. Universities, no. Okay. That was good, I think. That's 80,000 troops. Ooh. 45 out of the 49. Okay. Oh, you're already movement locked, so I guess we're screwed in that regard. Let's bring you around anyway. Abandon that siege. Oh, we can't. We can't get back over here, really? Damn. Oh, but we're winning. Huh? Hello? 6.1 to 5.9, 2.7 to 2.6. Only 1% different in discipline. Insufficient support. The front row's cavalry ratio is too high. Oh, man. Oh, you're getting picked apart. Ah. Oh, we got the rebels after all. That's surprising. Okay, is it enough? Yes, it is. I'm not going to risk going for more than I need for the missions. Yeah, we'll just take our claims. That gets a little bit of AE, but not much. I can't take even a single war score more. Thank you very much. I am out. Good luck, Wineport. The rest is up to you. Alright, bring the armies back to the provinces that can actually hold them. Mission fulfilled, and we've got push south. There we go. And the reward is simply more claims on some more Laurentian land. And take that in the next war. For all of that, excellent. Alright, we'll just sit back for a moment and let our manpower recover because it's looking a little bit dire. And we can look towards our next target. Probably we want to conquer these guys in the New World. Stop them from joining any future coalitions. You're allied with New Haverhill. Co-belligerent them. Co-belligerent Corinthfield even, yeah. Got some 1547 18, yeah, there's like 200,000 troops sitting around here, which is as much as they've got in total attack. I can see why people do the either daimyo or Austria, HRE, vassal swarm strats for world conquest, because it really is a beautiful thing to do. Just inflict your subjects onto your enemies. They'll struggle a bit in the beginning as they all gather up, because these guys are all gonna bunch up together and fight in large stacks, but in the long run, they simply don't have the manpower reserves to keep that up versus my colonies, not when there's so many of them. And of course, in the absolute worst case scenario, I can always just ship a few stacks over. Okay, let's set you all to drill. How much do we need? We make 2,700 manpower a month, and we need 73,000 to be fully restocked. That is 10, 20, 30, not quite 40 months, a couple of years. What is this event? Something is awry. My father, who had gone blind after years of toiling in the coal mines, lived with me. Alongside my wife and children, we cared for him for years. Despite his blindness, he did what he could to help us, assisting with laundry, attentively listening to the children, and doing what was within his abilities. That is until recently. One day, upon returning home, I found my wife in shock and grief. My worst nightmare seemed to be unfolding, yet nothing had prepared me for this. My father hadn't passed away, no, he had disappeared. In a blind panic, I rushed out of the house and asked neighbors and others if they had seen my father. Everyone gave the same rehearsed answer, heading towards the High Temple. Confused and with a sinking feeling that something was gravely amiss, I sprinted to the High Temple, and there I found him. He was kneeling in the middle of a courtyard. As I entered this ancient place of doom, he turned to me with a grin so wide and unsettling that no human should wear it. I stared at him for what I felt like hours. An unknown force rendered me speechless until I managed to croak out, "Dad." In response, he stretched his grin even further, his eyes turning black and a transparent aura enveloped him. "Realms fall, rulers perish, and Halles will rend like cloth in the wind," he exclaimed, his voice a cacophony of pent-up anger, vengeful desire, and lustful sadism, as if thousands were speaking as one. After this, he briefly regained his composure and collapsed to the ground like a puppet discarded by his puppeteer. I caught him, and as I attempted to carry him out of the high temple, I felt as if thousands of eyes and voices were watching and whispering to me. Indistinct but clear in their message. Something is awry, and this is just the beginning. Right, this is the, what is it called? The Rending of Realms disaster? For the east over here? We need to stay on the lookout. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the disaster that, what's the region called again? Hallis gets related to all of their temples and the spirits within them getting upset. I think there is one nation over here, Yep or something like that, with the with the fox girls, the shrine maidens, that gets a special thing for the Rending of Realms. Everyone else just gets spirit uprisings and all that nonsense. I've not played through it myself because it's in 1650 and in this region, so kind of difficult to get to. I do like some of the disasters that the mod has. I think some of them are a little much. I think the Horde Curse is kind of meh. And the Dwarven experience in general is pretty harsh. I think the Jad, like splintering of the Empire between the East and West is really, really irritating. But this one I haven't played with yet, so I can't really say. Some of the Bulwar ones are really, really fun. The one with the evil Djinn that rises up and you've got to like run around with your armies and put stacks down and stuff like that, that's a really fun disaster and it's quite interesting to play through. You do kind of need to know about the disasters beforehand though, to be honest. I think Anbennar going in without a guide, without some foreknowledge, is a dubious proposition. I completely forgot that we have rebels up here, and I've been ignoring them. I need to send a stack after them. But yeah, like an Anbennar run without at least skimming through what your nation has to offer is a bad idea, because you can just reach a point halfway through the run where a disaster pops and you just die. If you're not prepared for it, you didn't know it was coming, what stuff you needed to build up, what resources you had to have ready, what provinces not to touch, you will just die. And it's not fun. Courtesy, seek protection. Sure. Okay, the remaining rebels are in subject provinces. Looming disaster, court and country. Can we stop by one of the following? Currently in a disaster, unrest lower than 1, stability at least 3, less absolutism than 50. I'm currently pouring some stuff, but as soon as that finishes, I will buy up my stability and get rid of it. Embrace the manufactories, excellent. We've won the siege. Laurent is no longer a valid rival. Love to see it. That means we've outscaled them. So, Garwood is back on the great power list, thanks to the institution bonus. It looks like they might get knocked back down pretty quickly, though. We can still convert a province, and we still don't want to. Actually, am I getting penalties for being below 50 harmony? Low harmony, stability cost, and corruption. High harmony, death cost, tolerance, corruption, harmonization, speed. Do I see what I'm currently getting? Stability cost plus 5.6 and corruption plus 2.8. That's actually pretty hefty. I mean, with the amount of money we make, it's kind of irrelevant, but yeah, I'm gonna need to lay off the harmonization after this one is done. Peace offer from New Haverhill, the one in the corner. Oh, yep. If you're not gonna let me annex you, then I don't want to hear about it, my friend. Okay, these guys have gotten this well under control. And state and fully core these. And also state and fully core this. Beat another Splendor ability, change rival cost, good. Only 2 rival slots available now, that Laurent is too small. Sure. Another thing I'm curious for as far as EU5 is concerned is if rivals are even a mechanic, how will they be handled? And if rivals are a mechanic and they function at all similar to how they do now, will they do something about how if your allies have no other possible rivals besides you, they will just rival you and break the alliance without a second thought, which is always super irritating. I can lose Harmony and Republican Tradition, or I can spend half a treasury on Harmony and Republican. Take that, no doubt about it. Back up to 45, which is good. Most of the corruption that we were gaining is gone. 1660 was it? Yeah, still another 7 years before we've harmonized the unit group fully. Lost a siege. New Haverhill's been taken back. That's unfortunate. Everness has no troops left. Orensfield still has 123,000 running around. I want to take a diplomat, but I want one that I can upgrade. I might send an army over here to deal with these guys. I mean, they've got it mostly under control. Everness was the main war opponent here, which means I have to separate piece Corrinsfield first, then New Haverhill when I've actually got a route to reach them, and then I can piece out our main opponent. Improve relation, yes. Kobold, whatever. What is this name? Torben Oddod. How are you supposed to pronounce 3 Ds and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ds in a row? I know in like Welsh, when you've got, for example, a double L, there's supposed to be a k kind of sound. What is a triple and quintuple D supposed to sound like? I can think of no Twitch appropriate jokes about what quintuple D is supposed to sound like. We've almost gotten the final government reform, I think, right? No, we've got 2 more tiers left. Office selection and question of dictatorship. Kobolds... Yeah, sure. Do what you want. You need to be drilling. Guess I should declare war on Garwood pretty soon. They're allied with Sornkost, Dame's Crown, Great March, Ulair, and Esterend. No one that we need to be worried about. How many troops total is that? 500,000. Yeah, not a problem at all. Rebels, on the other hand, may be a little bit of a problem. You can take care of that as soon as you've got some morale back. Another invention is done. And you guys are making a good effort in sieging down Corinthfield. The same ones as before, and death cost. Okay, let's just get this one out of the way. Groundskeeper separatists. I guess they just passed through quickly and then went on back to their inland. Oh, I noticed the disaster also has disappeared, even though I didn't increase the ability. We got unrest back below 0. Ah, furnaces. We have a mission to build furnaces, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere over here. Where was it? Here, Gnomish Industry. Have at least 2 furnaces. Permanently increase our static artifice capacity by 2 and gives us 5% goods produced modifier. It's not bad. Nothing super noteworthy, but furnaces. There they are. Which means I need coal now. When does coal start spawning? Don't it need like actually to have industrialization for coal to even appear? Like that, coal and furnaces are a super endgame thing, aren't they? Pretty sure we won't get any for a while yet. A lot of events that I've just seen so many times that I know always immediately which option I want to pick. Rarely ever do you look at one of those events and go, oh yeah, actually in this instance, the other one's the better option. Okay, here's the government reform. Let's scroll down, see what we got. Office selection gives us advisor cost and possible advisors, not interested. Minimum autonomy in territories, that's diplomatic free policy. Diplo policies. Monthly war exhaustion would be kinda nice, some trade efficiency, a diplomat. I think I'll take the autonomy in territories, to be honest. Yeah. One of my favorite modifiers to stack. It's not technically one of the greatest, but when you're blobbing out like nobody's business and you've got so much land, getting more value from that land is pretty nice. Not worth it ultimately, unfortunately, because, you know, if you want more manpower, you're better off having money to buy buildings and stuff like that. If you want more money, but you're going to get it from trade. So ultimately, autonomy in territories is just not that useful. But I like it. I like having high control of all of my land. Order of Saint Valdresia. The Emperor's mortal divine transcends him. What's happening over here? Becomes independent. Enforce ancient oath casus belli on Order of Saint Valdresia. I don't play in the Emperor of Anbennar often enough to know what is going on over here. I really should at some point. Differently shock more tactics, nice. There's just so much in this mod that you can never really get into all of the details of it. And it's kind of obviously vanilla is based on real life, and there's way more detail to go through in real life than there is in any mod, no matter how deep it is. But I think the difference is that in the mod, all of that information to be gone through is right there. Like, you're playing it, you're in those nations, all of the lore is stuff that you witness and read about actively. Whereas in real life, it's all kind of background information. Unless you're a historian or you're interested in history enough to go research it, you never learn about any of that stuff. The only quote-unquote lore you get in vanilla is the events that are actually in the game, none of the background. Whereas Anbennar kind of understands that you won't have a background, and it needs to give you all of the information in-game, so you get really, really deeply involved in it. It tells you all of the details of what's going on. Okay, they're at minus 70%. I should start transferring occupations over to myself. Yeah, spend money for less consequence options tend to be the best in most events. Okay, let's get all of this transferred over. Me, a couple more. Occupied by me. There we go, this one is already occupied by me. This nation is almost entirely not. We'll have to fix that. I know the land will almost certainly go to them anyway, but I don't know with certainty what goes to whom. I've got to transfer it all to myself and then let the game hand it out to whatever nation has the... whatever colonial region it's in. I don't want to miss out on a potential colonial nation, you know, if one of mine grows too big, conquers land that wasn't meant to go to it, and then I don't have enough provinces left to spawn that nation, or they stay below 10 so that I don't get a merchant from them. That would be unfortunate, waste of potential. I don't go as far as to absolutely maximize it by like splitting colonial regions into as many 10 province colonial nations as possible, which you can do if you conquer colonial nations from your rivals, from whoever else is colonizing. There's always degrees of optimization on how far you're willing to go. We're going to put it into very strict practice in a couple months' time when the Factorio DLC releases. They posted a trailer the other day showing off a new enemy, this kind of organic equivalent to the Spidertron, so it looks like there's going to be different types of biters depending on what planet you're on, and I am very much looking forward to it. They look very cool, kind of eerie to be honest. Okay, grab all of this. We need to order them, get this. Okay, we've got Corin's Field entirely encircled. No one else is going to be able to take anything from them. Yep, that sounds good. Check that I'm the one receiving the land everywhere. Alright, send demand. It all gets given to who it's supposed to go to. You guys. Annex and money. Also gets given to Hierarchy Lower Yin. And that just leaves you. Transferred all the occupations. Yeah, good. Alright, sue for peace, and... okay, I want you to not border anyone anymore. And then we want to collect up... yeah, we want to go in from the outside and connect up all of the different bits and pieces so that we have easier access. Get those provinces. Yeah, this looks good. What was that ding? Cybercow, thank you for the follow. Yeah, that AE is fine. Narratica, whatever. Those guys can be upset at me. Two elves both playing Anbennar. I don't know if there's enough elf VTubers. I'm sure we can find a couple. Okay, we've got another merchant. Actually, I wonder how many of Anbennar's different races we can find VTubers for and get them all into a game of EU4. That might be a fun multiplayer event for the future. Where do I send this guy? Probably up here now that we have so much control of this region. Yeah. Transfer trade power. Okay, you can deal with your own rebels, no problem. We have some liberty desire issues. Playing as Ruinborn in North Aelentir. Yeah. How are you enjoying it? I've not played any of the nations in Aelentir so far. I am kind of curious. I keep seeing these modifiers down in the south here with this root thing. But it's now, before it was dormant, now it's gone to blooming. I've got no idea what's happening down here. I have not received any events about it. But yeah, there's a few regions in Aelentir I want to play in at some point. Down here for whatever that stuff is, and also there's a Harpy nation that can spawn over here, and the Fey Court stuff up here. Form the Dragon Dominion. 18 vessels are more at 20, they're more like marches though. Okay. Is that in the middle here? Because these guys had some kind of fancy... Like, Vel's Fedekai have... Iosaha. There was some kind of mini HRE or mini shogunate situation happening down here. Yeah, that area. The Dragon Dominion, I mean, that sounds cool. I'll add it to the long list of things in this mod I still need to check out at some point. It's just never ending, there's always some other cool bit I hadn't seen before. Otherfien, Eordent, and Broken Lands. They're doing pretty good. I still need to... I haven't touched Eordent at all. I mean, I've got these bits around the edge, but the actual occupied bits from these guys I haven't interacted with at all. I still need to deal with a triarchy, the goblins. I wonder if they have a mission tree and if it's any good. Okay, rebels. Oh, we've got actual rebels in our own lands. Appleton as separatists. Okay, let's quickly get this guy. Overlord picks path. Okay. Hang on, there's a couple of things happening here. Number 6 gain great powers. Yeah, I assume you meant 1666 there. Overlord picks a path. I like the animated image here. There are many strange reports coming from southern Aelentir. Oh, nice! Just as I was talking about it, we finally get some information on what on earth is happening with this modifier. There are strange reports coming in from southern Aelentir, as the massive Ephelite jungle appears to be in upheaval. Locals report many strange events, from haunting songs and strange gases emanating from the jungle to entire copses of trees moving by themselves. But the strangest thing of all is the colour. The entire jungle, even including plants that should not carry flowers, has started to bloom. Under the dark green canopy of the Ephelite rainforest there is an explosion of colour, as flowers cover nearly every surface. They range from the brightest red and deepest blue to reflective silver and gold, or even a shimmering iridescence of colours like lights broken in oil. Some mages theorize that there is some powerful spell or curse affecting the region, perhaps dating back to the Day of Ashen Skies. Meanwhile, many of the Ruinborn elves native to the Ephelite are convinced that their goddess has awoken. Angry at the influx of outsiders who do not respect the sanctity of her jungle or appease her with sacrifices and songs. Whatever the case may be, colonial governments in the area must be equipped and instructed to the best of our ability to ensure our interests in the region are maintained. So, make them attune, make them burn, this is not our concern. Not long ago I played in the south where the Deathlands are and conquered all of that to a massive tree, and the Mushroom Forest. I have a vague idea of a Mushroom Forest somewhere, but I don't remember where. Haven't seen anything about the massive tree yet. And if there's a province modifier I can maybe spot here. Okay, these are attuned. Construction cost, construction time, goods produced, friendly movement speed. Okay. I think maybe let's not burn them. I think that's just kind of asking for trouble. Don't fight entire forests. You should not pick fights with the environment itself. Yeah, let's attune. I'm curious what that means. And we are playing the Fort, which is all about harmonization, so should be interesting. Will certainly make these colonies a whole lot stronger if they no longer have 60% local autonomy. Right, let's get you drilling again. Oh, they're actually at 4 drill. All of them? Provoke a revolt here. I still have so much war exhaustion that needs to tick down. We are no longer overextended, so give me full stability. Treasure fleets. The Jadari have the end of internal conflicts. Well, they really suffered this game. No Jad Empire to be seen here. The island to the southwest of the mainland is started. This little thing over here, yeah. These guys have managed to escape my conquest by just kind of being slightly disconnected. I really need to attack this guy at some point and conquer through here and get all of this under my control. Actually, no, I really don't need to. I need to focus on the actual stuff that's in my missions, which is up here in the north. Yeah, I need to conquer that. This. All this stuff on the inside, that. These last few guys. And then that's the last of it, yeah. We can just kind of get on with this. If I declare on you, that brings in all your vassals, but I have no CB. And I can no longer fabricate claims over here because I got rid of the idea group. Okay, you guys need to get yourself some claims on these guys, please. I need to designate a rebel. Burn, you're the only option. Do I have CBs on any of them? You do have CBs on these. Okay. What about you? Yeah. Okay, so we don't have CB on the guy in charge because he's an OPM who's sitting in the middle there. That makes sense. Okay, let me undo what I just did. None of this is relevant anymore. You guys are getting claims just fine on your own. In that case, I mean, declare on all of them. There we go. Yes. 163,000. Nothing. Some change. Go back to drill. Actually, drill still decays if I make them stop, so until I need my armies to actually attack somewhere, they should continue to drill. Garwood has so many allies, but they're all weak. Yeah, you know what? I should go in on Garwood. Stop faffing about and delaying it. Let's just attack. Get the stacks into position. We have so many troops now. Do we have more? Yeah, we've got the capacity to field another doom stack. It will eat up like all the rest of our manpower. I might have to be just a touch more careful about attrition in this next war. We've got enough artificer capacity as well. Okay. 1, 2, and 3 of these. 1, 2, and 3 of these. And 1 of these. We've got almost exactly the right amount of force limit. In the meantime, get me some more training fields, please. I think we're gonna need them. Or even the bad ones. More troops is more troops. And we need them. A couple more courthouses. Or actually, there's a trade company investment for troops, isn't there? Where can I get this? Here? Where else? Up here. Yeah, local manpower modifier. Production efficiency, defensiveness, trade power, def cost, yeah. The trade power investment can be very useful if you're ever so slightly below the 50% you need to get a merchant out of a trade company. I've used that one quite often to just get that last little bit. But the rest of them are just not worth the hassle of having to click around onto every area individually. So irritating. If there were just a macro builder for them, I'd be more interested. Are you involved in the development at all? No, I'm not. I did like a couple of years ago contribute a tiny bit to the development. I did a little bit of stuff down in Bulwa with some localization and some government reforms, but it was just like a few little things, and I haven't done any more of that since then. A long time ago now. I'm not up to date on what the current focus of development actually is. I don't know what region they're looking at currently. Long cost, doesn't matter. Dame's Crown, whatever. Great March, no. ULR, yeah, a bunch of non-issues. Get in there. Yeah, take that. And then if you had all out and a few error reports ready, even go into the Discord. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, you know. I think EU4 modding is a lot easier than modding in something else might be. You don't have to learn real programming, so to speak. You still need enough of the understanding of computer logic to piece scripting together, but it is a lower bar to entry. A lot of it is kind of very self-explanatory when you read what's in the files and then figure out what it does. But it's still a lot of effort. And not everyone is going to be interested in doing that. I encourage people who are like at all interested, because it means more game for me. But I get that most people aren't. Domotimo really does an amazing job. Yeah, they really do. I mean, I made a video about Anbennar on YouTube, and as I said in the video, it is a masterclass in collaborative world building. Absolutely fantastic what they've put together here. Both from a kind of writing world building perspective and from the technical perspective of how it's all been scripted and such. Very impressive. I swear there was something else I wanted to say as well, but the thought escaped me. Okay, we are winning sieges left and right. You've got a lot of siege ability. On the flip side, man, does it hurt when you're playing harpies and you've got that complete lack of defensiveness. So your sieges against you go super quick. It's painful. We are burning through these. Found a 15-minute video, yes. Yeah, please do check it out. I would appreciate it greatly. Okay. 99% on this. Hang on, shouldn't there be more people involved here? No, that's all one nation. I swear that wasn't a minute ago. I'm getting so distracted. Oh yeah, please, feedback would be so appreciated. It is so difficult to hear from people what they think about the stuff you make. Okay, that's all of that. I mean, go in on the next guy. Breaking truce. Breaking truce. What on earth happened over here? I should not have truces with these guys. Some aspect of how this vassal relationship and the co-belligerenting function did not go through how I expected it to. Wineport, Busla, Radin, what was that last one? Mongoldovo. Oh, these guys, right. I should go through my allies at some point and see how many of them are actually worth keeping around anymore. Because I reckon the answer is not all of them. Alright, you head down here. Sure, catch some boats. Get them out of the war. You guys group up and then they can attack these guys. We've got all this under control. We're about to run out of manpower, so we need to bring this war to a quick conclusion. Maybe split up some of the other stacks so that they're not taking quite that much damage from attrition. Can we catch you out? Doesn't look... something in Norbert has depleted. I think that might be our Damestier deposit, unfortunately. Come on, group up. Oh, we're still constructing some. I thought we had them all. Now come sit down here where you don't take attrition. You're about to land there. Okay, we don't actually need to... This is the same text that we got previously from harmonization, and we are once again, we're not harmonizing the nulls, we harmonized the Yinnik group. Okay, let's leave that to tick up for a while until it's, probably until it's at 100%, and then we will harmonize the Elven group. I can claim hegemony. Economic hegemon, huh? Monthly war exhaustion, mercenary manpower, death cost. Over time, we get goods produced, mercenary discipline, and minimum autonomy in territories. At max, we get gov capacity. Pretty good. I will probably be going for mill hegemon though. 20% siege ability is absurd. Movement speed is nice, attrition is nice. Province war skill cost is really, really nice. Yeah. But I mean, that's cool. We're making that much money, good god. Yeah, there's 1,000 income. And not as much from trade as one might expect, to be honest. I mean, the tariffs are contributing a good amount. Production, taxation, laws of war. And we're a ways off taking another idea, so let's buy down this little bit of inflation we've got. Maybe I should look into using some more mercenaries when I have been. I want to take full advantage of the super powerful artificer regiments. The manpower problems will be alleviated a little bit by... What is my model doing up there? Please go back to the left a little where you're meant. Okay, there we go. Better. It is an offer we can refuse. General has died, that sucks. We'll get a replacement. 15 Gov reform progress, nice. The colonies have arrived. I honestly didn't expect them to. Meet natural scientist died. Max modifier? Kinda useless. Unrest, we are about to conquer. These two provinces are the only ones getting occupied. You're missing one more cavalry needs to be built. Enemy invasion imminent. Irritating. Okay, we really don't need the help. But let's take full advantage of having to deal with a bunch of the annoying small nations that are just running around the edges of this war. I do get why the AI calls all of their allies into every single little conflict. It just makes it so much easier. Conflicts in the rising cities have the artificers, the merchants. One base tax, one base production. Give me the production, I guess. Cool, we've occupied that. You're gonna get attacked by these guys. Reach you. This one? This isn't a capital. No, this is part of Sestriand. I'm just gonna bring this army back home, to be honest. By fleet, please. No need for them to be taking additional attrition. The sack of Greenlee. I don't really need the army professionalism anymore, so lots of money for a bit of devastation. Now they can have 75 devastation. Enjoy that, Garwood. This stack is also running kind of low. Oh no, this stack I split in half with this one. You've just been sitting there, eating attrition for no good reason. General for them, and go occupy that. Good, good, good. Get you over here. Yeah, that's the last one. When that stack is ready and can go attack these armies. Is Great March also in this war? It is. Go occupy that capital. Oh, and our subjects have their ships over here, so we can go and take that well while we're at it. Laurent has around us, their rival. That's unfortunate because it means they're big enough again to be a valid rival. We'd outgrown them before. Same. Oh, that small stack. Get them in. One less each. Good, good, good. Ah, there goes the deposit. Okay, no, this is a different one. This is not our main deposit. Where's that one? Somewhere over this direction, isn't it? Economic. Very good. Here it is. Yeah, 39 Deaf Province with Damesteer. Which I think means we have a trading in modifier for that couple of percent of all power cost reduction. There's got to be the best monopoly modifier out there. Oh, further down. These guys we need to be sieging, not those guys. Once we win this war, we need to take most of this over here, and at that point, there's really no point in leaving them with one little province. How bad is it? Not that bad, to be honest. We've had coalitions about this size before, and they didn't declare then when they were probably stronger. They're certainly not going to now when they're definitely weaker than I am. Hey, that's good, we can take everything we want in one go, instead of having to split it across smaller, more palatable wars. Yeah, we beat them handily, we've got more morale at this point. When I first built all the artificer stacks, they still had higher morale than I did, but that is no longer the case. That and that. You and you. Kill them on the way through and go over there. Purchase the final Splendor ability. This is still for economic regiment. Dismissed for now. "66 months is surprisingly fast. That, don't want to sell titles, don't want to summon diet. The rebels are my subjects, and that just leaves this occupation. Everything else is going exactly my way. Better relations. Oh, whatever. There's no downside when I'll take the green number. Okay. I don't know what they're so focused on this province for. Split this stack up and fully occupy them. You guys keep running around here. Once these couple provinces are occupied, I'm going to send that stack back home as well to just not take attrition any longer. Same with this one once they've occupied that. Our allies are doing a somewhat poor job of occupying things down there, but at the very least they've kept the enemy army firmly distracted, so I'll take it. For the province, we now control the province. Okay, this war is almost done. Give me prestige. You head up there. How much do I need? 81% for you to take this. And I want to take it as is and not separate piece anyone. Partially because their money is worthless to me at this point. I've got no reason to care about a couple hundred ducats I can take from a separate piece. And partially because that means they will all get the maximum truce timer for having been part of the 100% peace deal rather than however many percent I get out of money and war reps. Alright, you come on over here. This army as well can return here. I think that province might not be quite high enough depth to hold the full stack once it recovers. Okay, some rebels have risen up somewhere. Hope it's nowhere relevant to me. Best by the Anjin. The legend of Diajin Yuan, also known as the monkey that turns stone into gold, holds great renown throughout Helan. So much so that the expression being a Diajin Yuan has become synonymous with someone exceptionally gifted in monkey-making endeavors. Money-making. Monkey-making. In money-making endeavors. Despite the widespread familiarity with this fable, one would expect that nobody would fall for the monkey's alluring proposition. Nevertheless, history has proven itself once again. In Colomin, a man has been the latest victim of a curse, experiencing firsthand the dreadful consequences of everything he touches turning to gold. Execute the man and take everything he turned to gold. Gold, you say? Why don't we let him live a while longer? 25,000 crowns. That is ridiculous. But also we have no need of it whatsoever. Okay. Invest in technology, access to the army. I mean, we don't need either, but I'll take the mill points. You know when that happened, but I wasn't researching artificers. Terrible. Looks like we're down to the last couple inventions. But all of tier 1, 2 left in tier 2, 3 left in tier 3, and then a couple fancy special ones. Up to 131 capacity as well. More rebels, but they're my subjects rebels. Okay, they're willing to accept that now. What about if I want max money? No. Sometimes they'll peace out before you have to push them all the way to 100%. Getting close to a full occupation tends to help with that. But no dice this time. You can come down here. You occupy that other province. Competence will be rewarded. We cannot agree to this. Dwarves are already integrated, but whatever. Stalin wants a separate piece. No, no, no. You all need to stick around so I can 100% this peace deal. Let's bring all our armies back home, and our allies and subjects can finish off the rest of the war in our stead. Drink. Merchants call for trade protection war. No, I will not be doing that. Let me just look at something over here. Okay. Who do we still need to occupy? This over here is getting taken care of, and you're all swarming down there. So it will be just a few moments before they've taken care of it. You need to actually deal with. Photo superstition. Yeah. Okay, they're running. Not unexpected. Let's see if we can hunt this stack down. They're going east. I think I caught just the tail end of them moving. You cannot run forever. But I can lose track of them. Oh well. Go hit Garwood instead. There we go. Is it a stack wipe? No, too slow. Still pretty good. How are we looking casualty-wise? 417 to 340, 300,000 to 60. Ooh, we've suffered far more severely troop-wise. But we're still coming out on top in the end. But that's how most of my wars go, because I'm just not very careful with attrition, and I walk around with massive 70,000 stacks, which are not sensible. There we go. Get everything we want. And a great big coalition. I'll wait those 2 months for the end of year tick, so that at least a bottom couple of people on the coalition list get kicked off. Right, like Esmerone isn't going to be angry enough to get into a coalition against me after this. Yep, just a moment and then we'll have peace. There we go. And demands. We complete a mission as well in the process. Liberate the Bluefoots. Permanent claim on the Visceral area. You're on Incursion, permanent claim on BPEC and Austin. Wonderful. You have to at least have a screenshots. Yeah, I need to learn about editing at some point. I've only got very minimal experience with that. One skill at a time. First, I'm practicing and learning writing scripts, and then once I've got that to a level where I can consistently, without huge hassle, have an episode ready, I'll put some more effort into making the videos themselves look nice. Do I have an actual podcast? No, I do not. I'm not sure what I would even podcast about. Ah, another bot. To set up something to get rid of those. I've seen them pop up in other people's chats and get automatically banned, so I know that there is a way to do that. I just need to figure out what it is. Could we just make the videos that you already have done into podcasts? Maybe. It's a bit of a different format. Podcasts are usually a lot more freeform, whereas I script my videos. But more than that, what I really need to do is just improve the production value of the videos. You know, figure out how to do proper editing and figure out where to find the time to get that editing done. The kind of channels that I'm looking at making content similar to aren't really podcast-styled channels. You know, I've got a whole bunch of writing and world-building YouTube channels that I watch, stuff like Curiosity Archive or Overly Sarcastic Productions and Stoneworks, all of that. And yeah, the real big difference is that my videos aren't really edited, which they need to be. I did do a bit of editing for like the first two, and then realized that I don't have the time in the week to both script and edit videos if I want to keep releasing them regularly, so I just left it at that. Cleansing of Heresy CB, huh. Spreading the good word of Corrin. There should be Wars of Consolidation at this point, but they don't seem to be going in very hard against each other. I used to do some world building of my own when I was a kid and more free time. Yeah, for D&D, if that makes sense. Rated RPG systems, that is something I want to look into doing as well at some point. I do watch a few people who chat about that kind of stuff. It looks very interesting. The audio, oh god, I mean, there's layers and layers of the stuff that you can and potentially should look at. And first is the script itself, so there actually is a video, but then, yeah, editing the visuals and then working on the audio. I don't even know where to start with that. I did a little bit of work to make sure that I sound decent, which really just consisted of I've not got a fancy microphone, I've got a Blue Yeti, which is like the cliche standard beginner's microphone. And then on Streamlabs I went and put in like noise gate so it doesn't pick up stuff that's too quiet, that shouldn't be in the video, stuff like that. Just the very, very basic tutorials that I could find for what to do with your audio, nothing more than that. Yeah, if I wanted to be really fancy about it, then I would need to learn how to keep audio on like a different track and stuff like that, and run it through a different program to edit it and change the sound and the quality. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. For the time being, I need to even figure out how to record my audio and video from stream and put those on separate tracks, which is not something I'm doing at the moment. My YouTube VODs are just the Twitch VODs, and then I hit export to YouTube and Twitch does it for me. First RPGs I built was when I was 17, not 12. Didn't know what D&D was really. Yeah, I mean, lots of people were just kind of interested in playing, and kids play pretend kind of by default. That is a thing they do, so playing pretend with some rules basically makes sense. First Final Fantasy game. Yeah. I first played D&D when I was in university. I'd known about it for much longer than that, and I'd been watching Critical Role for a while, but I'd never had anyone to play with. But then I went to university, and the university had card gaming, role-playing, and wargaming society. So I thought, you know what, these are all interests that I've been wanting to get into, let's do it. And I got into Magic the Gathering, I got into Warhammer 40k, and I got into D&D, and I've enjoyed all of them. And then whatever they need. Go. That. How is our trade situation looking? We have expanded into new nodes. We've got almost complete control of our home node at this point. We really want a bunch more of Westport. 17% of this node. Oh, I was just thinking that my throat is really scratchy and I'm all out of drink, and then I realized, yeah, we're 3 hours 47 into the stream. I think this is, in fact, my longest live stream so far. And I think I might need to bring it to a close before I hurt my throat in the process. That's so irritating. Which is increased autonomy. Away. Anyway, yeah, it's a little bit later than I'd intended. We've made good progress today. We have conquered a bunch of the mainland stuff that was required for the missions. We've attacked into this stuff that's required for the missions. We really need to attack Western at some point. They're really one of the biggest obstacles standing between me and finishing the missions at this point, both in the old world and the new world. They're just kind of in the second was gladiatorial combat. You should have managed several gladiators. So more realistic. That's been a big push over the last few years. The fame system, nice. I played in a D&D game once where I ran 2 characters, which was an interesting experience. I don't think it particularly added anything to the game, having 2 characters rather than 1, but it was quite funny. Especially for roleplay situations, it gives you a little bit more options, but I don't think it's something you could really implement in any widespread sort of way. If everyone starts running 2 people, it's just going to turn into a mess and you're going to lose track. There's only so much screen time available, you know? Okay. Yeah, I think I will bring the stream to a close here before I damage my throat. So let me save here. That was pretty good progress. Can continue conquering the Empire next time. Let me have a look on Twitch. Who is around at the moment? I don't think anyone I know is streaming. Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Normally I'd raid into either someone I know or into another VTuber playing EU4, but it looks like there's only me. This guy is... I don't know what language that is, but it's not English. Who do I raid? Or do I just not raid him? I'll just raid the next person down who's playing EU4, I guess. UK in the year 1250. Claw and Ing. Well, as long as they speak English, that's good enough. Slash raid this dude. Go. Alright, well, thank you very much everybody for watching. This has been a very enjoyable stream. I liked it so much I streamed almost 4 hours, which is a new record for me. Thanks again to Aero for the raid, and thanks to all of you for sticking around afterwards. I appreciate it a lot. I will, unless my voice hurts too much, I'll probably be streaming again tomorrow, continuing Book of Hours, and then EU4 again on Wednesday. I hope to see you again. Alright, goodbye.